Well, that was poorly thought out by me, because I was unable to get my cup of tea finished brewing in the time that took Pedro to do the Star Citizen main theme. Thanks, Pedro. Hello, and welcome to some... I don't know why I have my headphones on. Oh, welcome to some Star Citizen talk. If you want to ask questions, in brackets, put question, and then any question related to me or Star Citizen, I'll try and answer it. I love your faces. I love my faces. And welcome. So today we'll just kind of talk about the news and stuff. There's not too much from the end of last week. But we'll have a little talk about CitizenCon and VerseCon and Bar Citizens that are happening all around CitizenCon on the 27th of October. We'll talk about the latest news. We'll talk about the X1 and answer any questions and topics that come up. So yeah, hello. I've sold out a little bit. I've just kind of like tried to super monetize my YouTube and Twitch channels at the moment. I say super monetize. There's a thing called Gawkbox, which allows you to tip for free. And someone told me that I should try it because apparently it makes them a lot of money. So I was like, well, I like money making content. Let me link that fucking thing. Gonna sell out, you might as well go all the way. I don't even know I've got a link to it, but it's mainly for people with tablets and mobile devices to tip for free. They can like download games and tips content creators. If people want to do that, fucking great. If you don't, then fucking leave it. And the other thing is that YouTube are now doing sponsor schemes, which are subscriptions on Twitch, basically for YouTube. And we have emotes now. We have emotes on the YouTube channels, which is it BoredGamer? Is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, well, look. Let me just go through this. Then we talk about all the news. Is that working? Fucking might work. I don't know. Is it? No. Oh no. Embarrassing. There we go. That's it. What's offline? Oh no. What's up? No, you're not. You're offline. What are you talking about? No. Oh. I'm not very good at working out how to make this stuff work. That will be fine. I'm sure that's all fine. So today, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about. I forgot because I was making a cup of tea. Alpha 2.6.3, it's pretty much, we're very much expecting a Vacati release this week with Alpha 3.0. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about 2.6.3 as well, and the changes we're going to be getting in 3.0 Alpha. We can maybe play a little bit of 2.6.3. There's not going to be any 3.0 footage. Well, there could be 3.0 footage, but there's not going to be any... Let's do this. Let's make fucking people happy. You guys. All you want is sneaky little snippets of fucking 3.0. You want your 3.0 famished meat. Or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, for a lot of people, for a lot of content creators, it's goodbye to 2.6.3 this week. Like, I'm assuming we get Vacati, and we could get it today. We could almost certainly going to have it by the end of the week. Twek was talking about it on his stream earlier as well. There was one bug left at the end of the last week, and it was a game crashing bug. It was a server crashing bug. It was a major bug, but it's time to. We've played that 2.6.3 to death. Everyone has that enjoys Star Citizen. All the content creators have played it more than to death, and as soon as that Vacati build comes out, I am never playing 2.6.3 again. I'm done, mate. Avocati. Vacati. Why do people need to say Vacati all the time? Yeah, we will have a look at the Quantum Questions thing, Majig, Citizens of the Stars. Hello, Ray. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for the love. I want to buy a Carrack or Caterpillar. When can we expect to have them available to buy again? Probably CitizenCon, so 27th of October. That will most certainly be a sale that will have that ship in it. If it's not in there, then it will be sort of like mid-November, end of November. They have the anniversary live stream, which is, again, quite sales heavy. Star Citizen at the end of the year is quite salesy, so you want a ship, then check that out around then. But remember, you're going to be able to get all this all in game, all those ships in game. And for some people, it's going to be better to do that. Oh my God, Sean Noonan. You right, mate? This is level designer Sean Noonan. He did some Star Marine levels that we've got. In 3.0, we're about to see the finalised kind of his final vision for some of those Star Marine levels before he left to do his own thing. How's it going, man? Hopefully we'll get to see his vertical slice work on the Squadron 42 stuff as well at some point. Maybe at CitizenCon, maybe not. But hello, Astro Pub's here. Lots of people are here. Oh God. But the flyable ships in 2.3 all going to be in 3.0 as well? Yes. In addition to the Aurora rework, the Cutlass Black rework, the Urza Rover, the Nox and Dragonfly bikes, the Prospector, and the Constellation Aquila. Going through some questions at the second. How much info will you be able to give us during Evocati? I don't know. Probably not much. I will give everything I can, though. The idea of the Evocati NDA is that you're not supposed to discuss anything that's actually patch content, and you're not supposed to produce screenshots or videos or stream the actual content. I will poke CIG to do exactly what we can do. I will cover the news, and I will cover everything that is not part of that NDA to the best of my ability. If there are leaks on the Reddit and on news sites and stuff, I will cover that news as well. I'm not going to be terrified. I have anxiety, and I last year was very, very much scared of leaking or breaking my NDA. This year, not so scared anymore. I'm like, I know it back to front, I understand it, and I'm a content creator who's fucking loves Star Citizen. I'm not gonna, break the NDA or anything, but last year I was terrified of it. I think that one of the reasons that Astropub was talking recently about NDAs, breaking NDAs and leaks, hurts content creators, probably because of me talking to him about that in the past, and be like, well, this is just a bit shitty and annoying. How does CIG plan on balancing different skill levels? So, it doesn't really in a lot of ways. Skill is going to be the main factor of how good you are at Star Citizen. People in Super Hornets are going to get beaten by people in Auroras if those people in Auroras are really good and that person in a Super Hornet isn't so good. There's no way around that. That's 1v1 stuff though. But there's so much to do in Star Citizen, and there's capital ships, and there's people that need security, you need first-person shooter, marine support, you're going to need people manning gun turrets on some ships. There's a lot to do. It's not just a 1v1 ship simulator. So it's balanced in the fact that you can specialise in whatever the hell you want to. But people that have played the game a lot more than you are going to have an advantage, because they played it a lot more. Simple as that. That's exactly what I was trying to say there. Intrepid Dawn, thank you very much. I very much want to encourage content creators for not just Star Citizen, but for VR stuff and whatever content you want to make on YouTube. If people do need any help with anything, I will try and help where I can. You can drop me an email. Obviously, I'm not going to have all the time in the world, but I will. I've got documents and stuff that I've made for best practices, or how to do YouTube content and how to, because what I'm relatively good at is promotional stuff and understanding how the SEO works and understanding how tagging and titling works. And if you really want to make content and you really know your subject matter, you can be a good YouTuber even if you're middle of the road. I think my content and how I am is nothing special, and I hope that I prove that anyone can be a content creator. But I find it very easy to talk just about anything. Ludicrous Maximus, you're right, mate. So Ludicrous, or Andy, is a good mate of mine that goes to Brits and Cons and some Bar Citizens, and he always looks up to me. He's a good chap. And my brother's really good now. My brother's really good. I think he's got a girlfriend now as well.
I'm gonna buy so
it's
many
like,
spaceships.
he is more fulfilled life than I do. Oh my god, Atobon, thank you very much. I love your fucking face. Thank you very much for all the subs and donations and all that sort of jazz. Always appreciated. I am special. Thanks. Which ship is more versatile for a cargo exploration minor combat ship? Carrack or a Caterpillar? It depends. I mean, probably the Carrack in that situation. The Carrack is a great ship for exploration. It's going to have a little bit of cargo. You could obviously get rid of the rover if you wanted to have more cargo space.
Tricksy little
if you're going more
hobbitses.
cargo-y than the Caterpillar, and if you want a super multi-role that you can change, then the Caterpillar will be better. They're quite. I'm not sure why I'm doing this. No one clipped that and put. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to try and help other content creators start. But we will talk. We'll talk more about too much. We're going to talk about lots of stuff. So, question in brackets. If you want me to answer a question, we're going to go through that. That's going to be mostly what we talk about. But we'll do a bit of news and everything else as well. And if you could change one ship, what would it be and why? Oh, that's a really good question. Let me kind of come back to that. It might be the Aurora actually, so that people didn't feel the need to buy other ships. Almost like I buy other ships. I put like a couple of thousand Dora into Star Citizen. But that's because I look at ships and say I want to make content on those ships at an early stage, and I want to understand how the mechanics work of those ships. You don't need to buy any ships; you can get everything in game. And I think that a lot of people, are going to miss out on gameplay by skipping some ships at the early stages anyway. So, buying a capital ship, like might not miss out on gameplay because you'll be doing stuff solo in other ships as well in your starter ships or whatever. But buying a Super Hornet, you might not ever use some of the earlier ships because you've skipped straight to the Super Hornet. So I think people might miss out on it. So with any game like this, like I say, there's no game quite like Star Citizen. It's the most open development game of anything I've ever seen ever. It's a weird project which has got quite a lot of scope. There's been some feature creep. There's a huge scope, like it's doubled or tripled or quadrupled in size of what it originally was with planetary landings and this super high level of fidelity and this multiplayer game kind of incorporating all other forms of multiplayer game into one. And I think for some people it's going to be the game of their dreams. I think for some people it's not going to be the original space sim that they wanted that was just in space. Something like more like Elite Dangerous is probably more for those people. This is like original Kickstarter focus. But for me, it's the game that's scratched most of my itches already. I love the project. So Old Gamer, try and get into the project now if you can. Like if you enjoy talking about it and the community and looking for bugs and helping develop that side of it, then get involved now. And if it might be able to make you love now. You teach a robot to love. I lost my brother to real life. So recently, with some of the shit that happened with him and everything, it's actually made stuff easier overall. Like there's less responsibilities on me now to do stuff, and obviously he's getting older, and I eventually want to be able to get my own studio place, and probably in Bristol or something, because it's like more YouTube capital-y. So the shit that's happened might actually be beneficial in the long term. Looking at it like quite devil's advocate-y. Yeah, there's some interesting questions. Would you like to see a total conversion mod for Star Citizen, turning it into 140k Star Wars, Star Trek? Yes, for a lot of that. We will be getting a moddable Star Citizen probably after Star Citizen's release, so don't expect much in the next 2 years. But yeah, there's going to be mods and private servers, and that's going to be fucking cool because you'll see Battlestar Galactica, you'll see some 40k stuff, you'll see pretty much everything. You'll probably see Skyrim and stuff done in the 40k in the Star Engine, and you might see like assuming that PUBG don't sue anyone, you might see like battle royale games and stuff. Andromeda usable snub fighter in 3.0. We don't know. few months ago said that they were aiming to have dockable, undockable snub fighters from the constellations, but we don't know if that's confirmed or not now. Like, it might be in, it might not be in. I haven't heard anything about it. We were one of the first things I have a look at in the Eva Carti build. I think the Carrack is better than the Aquila for exploration, yeah. It's like Carrack is top tier military. The Aquila is more multi-purpose, in my opinion. What's the price of new cargo ships? I don't know. You need to be more specific with question. Can you do a video? Yeah, Eva Carti is out now. Once Eva Carti is released, I will, assuming that it's announced somewhere, I will put it on Twitter. I will put it on some videos. I will announce that Eva Carti is released if I am able to. If it's sort of like, if it's not announced on Reddit, if CIG don't announce it, I will not announce it. I cannot. But though, as soon as I have Eva Carti, if I haven't heard anything, I will poke CIG and say, can I say this? Can I say this? Can I say this? They'll probably be okay. We are going to talk about 2.6.3 in a minute. You're a clickbait tile. I don't do clickbait tiles. Maybe lightly clickbait tiles. Can you talk about mining, rock, and gases? So, honestly, today is probably the last time I'll ever play 2.6.3. I'm assuming the Eva Cartis are coming out today, tomorrow, or this week. So, yeah, so in 3.1, we'll be getting mining. Now, that mining might be very basic. It might just be on the ground. So, we're going to have mining on planet surfaces. We might even have hand mining as well, but we'll definitely have mining via the prospector in 3.1. Hopefully, we'll also have, with 3.1 or very soon afterwards, the ability to mine gas with the Starfarer, which will literally get converted into fuel in the Starfarer, nom 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 nom. And we'll also have the ability to munch asteroids with the prospector as well. Now, it's probably going to be a while before the Orion is in game and able to strip mine asteroids. They've talked about voxel asteroid and voxel mining. Those asteroids are sort of semi-persistent, I think. There's lots of stuff in game will get despawned and will have a level of this is persistent and this important. So, like a gun you drop on the ground, the system will go, well, this has got a medium importance. If there's no one in the area for a long period of time, then we're despawn it. And the same with like salvage of craft probably as well. So ships will get blown up, they'll stay there for a few hours. If they're in a total dead piece of space, maybe for an hour. If there's somewhere like a hot bit of activity, maybe a day, that sort of thing. So it'll work out how important things are. So with that sort of stuff, it kind of depends on how important it is to the persistence like engine. I kind of forgot the question I was answering as I was going through it there. But you know, it's been a long week. Are we able to buy and sell cargo in 3.0? Yes, you will be able to buy and sell cargo. It will just, unfortunately, just spawn in your cargo bay. And eventually it will be literally loaded, unloaded. There'll be a time associated with that, so that you'll have to kind of work that out as part of the profit you make, and it could cost you money to have it unloaded. You also, and there'll be lots of different commodities available on these kiosks. So you'll go into Grimhex or something, buy some stuff on a kiosk, and go to Port Olisar, sell the stuff that's in your cargo bay on the kiosk, and buy some different stuff. And there'll be lots of other points of interest and locations, like Levski, that you'll be able to go and sell and buy at, but that stuff will just spawn in your cargo bay. The other thing you'll be able to do is pick up boxes that you'll be able to loot. You'll be able to loot them from other people's ships that you've blown up. So if you blow up a cargo ship, some of their delicious cargo will go out into the verse, and you'll be able to grab it and put it in your ship. You'll also be able to find it when you're doing missions and just various points of interest. There'll be cargo containers which you can put in your cargo bay and then sell at a kiosk. Very simple in the first kind of iterations with 3.0. So there was one bug left with the Eva Carti last week. It's almost certain to go live this week. I mean, I can't confirm that, but I'm pretty done with 2.6.3 now. 2.6.3 we had for 10 months, okay, possibly a little bit longer than that, and It was a great kind of demo and a show of a tiny, tiny little slice of what they wanted for Star Citizen. But all the building blocks have now changed. They've gone, look, that was the little model of the game. They've brushed that aside. They've now started building the foundation of the game, and 3.0 is that foundation. I think everyone's been a bit done with 2.6.3 for a while now. It's great and it's okay to play it, but clickbait is acceptable if you get a happy ending. Wow, like fluffing. Do you think that massive pirate organisations will cause gameplay to be difficult for new players to complete simple missions? There are going to be areas of space which are less safe than others. There are going to be systems that are less safe than others. And for the most part, that's going to be relatively obvious to players. You've got to remember there's not just player pirates, there's NPC pirates. And there's going to be 9 NPCs to every 1 player. So, massive pirate organisations, yeah. In the fringe worlds, there's going to be big org wars. There's going to be problems with pirates. There's going to be much more dangerous PvP aspect. But in the more secure areas, it's going to be much less of a problem. And in the very secure areas, probably around like Earth and Terror and stuff, pirates aren't going to be able to get into the system. Well, they will, but they'll get almost immediately blown up when they come out of their jump point. It's like the security blows them away. Yeah, I do think we're going to be able to mine by hand as well. We'll also be able to do hand repairing as well. So they're talking about so sleeping in game allows you to like log off safely. Is the idea. You've got beds on your ship. If everyone has a bed on your ship, everyone goes to sleep. Your ship will basically despawn. That's the kind of idea that they have there. So when you spawn back in, you spawn back in with your ship. It's like a safe way of logging out. They've talked about eating and drinking, and they are talking about survival mechanics like that. It's not going to be super micromanagement simulator or anything. It's not going to be like No Man's Sky, but they have talked about you might need to eat, keep your stamina maximum. You might need to drink every so often. We're going to have to wait and see exactly what they do with that. I am against any heavy survival mechanics. I'm happy with light ones. I'm also happy with NPCs requiring or preferring you to have stocks of food on your ship. That my idea for food is that players shouldn't really need to eat and drink. If you crash land on a planet, you will have a mission to get rescued, and that mission might include you having to find a source of water and a source of food as part of the mission, but then you go and craft like an antenna and you get picked up, so that sort of stuff. But also that NPCs would prefer you to have food and a mess hall, and then they just charge you less as part of your crew. So say you have shower rooms for them, food, mess hall, and amenities, and like a pool table. That's going to cost you half the amount that NPCs would normally cost you. But that's the sort of stuff I'll be pushing for, and I'll be talking about as we know more and more for what they plan to do with that. One of the joys of Star Citizen, and one of the reasons I fucking love it, is because our opinions matter, and I can push for stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not going to push for stuff that everyone doesn't want, and I will talk about it with my with you guys. Before I just go do a really unpopular opinion. So, multiplayer for 3.0, I'm expecting it to be easier to get into games with your friends than we had with 2.6.3. There's a lot to do, and if people aren't doing missions, it's going to be quite hard to find each other. We're going to have at least... The expectation is that we'll have at least 24 players on the server, hopefully more, assuming that the PTU test results are good. They have said that they've made good progress with the server-side FPS. They have said that they've made improvements with moving the physics and stuff to other CPU cores and that sort of stuff. So we should have performance gains, but we don't know until it's in our hands, and we don't know how many players it's going to support until the end of the PTU. So that's even beyond the Evocati release. So just kind of bear that in mind. But they've got planned to have missions given to players to push them to the same area. Not necessarily entirely counter missions, although you will get lawful players getting get this black box, and you'll get unlawful players stop this player getting this box, or get this black box and take it to here. You might have competition, but other players might also get involved in nearby areas. The mission system should push players into the same area in the short term, at least. The eventual idea is to have everyone in the universe in the same server, but we're a way away from server meshing, which is the way they plan to do this. Buybacks, so you can buy back ships that you've previously melted from the buyback in your from the website. Buyback tokens allow you to buy back a ship using store credit if you want to, and you get those tokens. You can only have a maximum of one, but you get those tokens refreshed every 3 months, and the refreshing of this latest token is on the 6th of October, I believe. So, oh, thank you very much, Twerk. I love your face. Is the workbench doomed to be forever a decoration? I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be this big bit of hang and flare that might have had some use. I don't know with the workbench. What do you think it will be more? You think it will be more easy for them to push out updates now that they have building blocks in 3.0? Yes. So the foundations of the game is 3.0. The idea is that they've been working on a load for quite a long time. Stuff significantly beyond 3.0. And we've been waiting ages for 3.0. And one of the reasons we've been waiting for ages is because they can't put placeholders in, really. They can't do stuff wrong anymore. They can't have stuff that's like, oh, let's put the system in there for the meantime. Item System 2.0, the object containers and all that sort of stuff is the building blocks for the game. That is the foundations for the game, and they can put content directly on top of that now. Their gaming mechanics and that sort of stuff, they can just be placed in. Everything before this was more of a tech demo, unfortunately. They were showing what the intention of the game was, but they had to rebuild for 3.0. And they should be able to get those mechanics and ships and everything out significantly quicker, and the Delta Patcher allows them to do a lot more small iteration in between those patches. So yes, we should get a game significantly quicker. I'm expecting a genuine beta build like 2019, but yeah, it's a long-term project. It really is. Just bear that in mind. There's a lot of streamers here. I did confirm when it comes to mining, a hand job is fine. Wow. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. Mine, fluff mining. So Evocati will be getting the 3.0 build first, so that's just about 1,000 testers, myself included, and that will go to a wider PTU that more and then everyone can play in the future. So expect it to be 2 to 8 weeks realistically for it to be closer to everyone being able to play it. There are still bugs to fix. They very much focused getting the Evocati build out by pushing some bugs aside and going, we just need the important game-breaking bugs fixed and the ability for the Evocati members to travel around the verse. There might be loads of problems with trade and cargo, for example. There might be problems with ship combat with some of the ships. There might still be server crashing bugs and stuff like that. And so the next Evocati build, which we should get probably pretty quick after the first, will start to fix probably trade and cargo and the bugs that we find during Evocati.
Sounds were being hosted, so I decided to
Thank you very much, Simmer TV. There is... why can't I see... I'm very sorry, I can see that somewhere... are snub fighters able to go from space to a planet surface and vice versa? Yes. I think they are. Snubs are, aren't they? I don't know. Is the P-52 able to go to space... from space to planet to space? It's got a shield. Some of the snub fighters definitely will be able to. So like the 85X... definitely be able to. Yeah, I don't see why not. As long as they got size 1 shields and they're able to fly in space, they should be able to break out of orbit. Yeah, they should be alright. It's more the bikes and vehicles that have smaller component sizes than size 1 ships. It's light ship sizes that will have a problem, I believe. Is anything procedural in 3.0, or is everything made? So they're going for procedurally assisted with Star Citizen. So everything will have probably had some sort of artist's touch to it. They procedurally generate planets, but then they can use their massive tools, their massive set of tools, to give it an artist's touch and to edit bits and bobs. A large amount of it is procedure generated, but then they go into it and they will add little bespoke details, will create valleys, might put certain buildings in certain places, will go and edit a procedurally generated set of buildings a little bit to make them what they want. It's always going to be artist driven to some way. They don't want it just an entirely procedure generated massive universe like they did with No Man's Sky or something. It has to have that high fidelity, and you can only do that with an artist's touch. How long historically have 0.0 builds taken to reach all backers? I think the longest we had was it 6 weeks in the past, but this will potentially could be longer. No, I can't answer that. So, yeah, we are very much expecting a 3.0 Evocati build. I'm sorry to hype it or whatever. And people are like, I apologise if anyone thinks the title was clickbait. I wanted to talk about Fuck You 2.6.3 and probably getting an Evocati build today, tomorrow, or Friday. Probably. Can't confirm that. Hoping that we get it. I apologise for anyone that believes that was clickbait. As it was probably quite lightly clickbait in my head. I was like, haha! People will view because of this. So yeah, we're not allowed to produce videos or screenshots or divulge exactly what is in an Evocati build content-wise. The idea, the rationale behind that is that there might be stuff included in there that's not supposed to be included, like ships that they've accidentally included, or game-breaking bugs or exploits and stuff like that. So just bear that in mind. And obviously, it can be a really buggy piece of shit. No. I'm not playing 3.0. This is Maya, Gamble, and DJ Knight playing 3.0 on the floor of Gamescom. This is my gaming cut of that. I use for my background while we chat. And as soon as I am able to, as soon as we get an Evocati release, I will message CIG and say, are you announcing that? Are we allowed to announce that? Blocks. Thank you very much for subbing. Much appreciated. Fucking love your face. Well, there's stuff wrong with clickbait. If stuff's brutal clickbait, there is stuff wrong with it. False news and bullshit. I do agree with. So yes, the Hornet Ghost in 3.0 will be more stealthy. Stealth will be more of a thing in 3.0, mainly because Item System 2.0 is now standardized across all the ships. All the ship components have that element of stealth with them, and management of your systems will lower your IR and EM signature. Now, this is going to get much better over time, and the stealth mechanic and the scanning and radar systems will get a lot better, and there will be a lot more gameplay there. But in 3.0, the Ghost will be more stealthy. Click. Thank you. I appreciate you watching my lovely egghead. Oh shit. I made a bet if 3.0 is live before the end of the week,
I am
we'll
going to
donate an Aura
many
ES.
spaceships.
You owe me massive awkward hugs, massive tools.
Thank you. I will give you... Oh, fuck Wes! You're right, Wes. Wes is one of the people who actually got me into Star Citizen. And yes, you can have many, many awkward hugs, Wes, when I see you. Are you coming to StabCon? I think it's this weekend. There's a board games convention in Southampton called StabCon. If anyone's around the area, please come down. Search for it online. StabCon South. Have you seen the new mining newsletter What? What? No, no, no. That you try and trick me. That you try and trick me. Got the newsletter up at the moment. No mining in this. Money's coming for 3.1. What else we got? What else we got? What do we know about the 300i rework? Not much. It's not going to be as extensive as the Cutlass Black rework. They are updating the materials. So we saw the 85X. That was like the updated material sets. It might get a little bit of extra modelling work like the Hornet rework did, but it's not massive. They're still going to look like 300s series. Will there be hoverboards? Maybe? I don't know. There'll probably be a load of more civilian and town-based clothing and silly things like maybe hoverboards that we can use that are mainly for social areas. Maybe. Any idea when the game will come out in its final playable form? So we've got Squadron 42 Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 3. All those episodes are effectively Squadron 42 1, 2, and 3. Their own AAA games. They're like going to be like, I don't know, 40 to 70 hours length of game each is the idea, I think. What's Gugu? Thank you very much for the sub. I can't pronounce your name. And then we've got Star Citizen, the MMO. Now, Squadron 42 Episode 2 and 3 are supposed to come out 2 years after each other. So you have Episode 1, then 2 years you have Episode 2, then 2 years you have Episode 3. That's the idea. The rough scheduling plan. With Star Citizen as an MMO, I'm not expecting anything that is deemed near a beta until 2019. And then probably 2020 for a full release. Probably. I am relatively jealous of your Star Citizen cap being delivered. There was a time just after I went bald when I started YouTube where I wore caps all the time because I was very self-conscious. Now I've just embraced the bald egg-headedness is my head. Have you heard that Crytek is making a 19th century Battle Royale game? No, but everyone wants those Battle Royale games now, don't they? Crytek's making them. It would probably be quite good if Crytek have gone back to their roots now. They obviously reduced all their studio sizes and went, fuck, we need to scale everything back and then start making our core game and core engine again. So, that'd be interesting. It'll probably be pretty good. Have you heard of any plans to allow players to own a whole space station or build one? They want base building. I'm assuming that's not just on the ground. I'm assuming that will probably be in space as well now. I don't know any of the mechanics for that though, other than space stations and satellites and even ground facilities will be kind of done in the same way as ships are. So they will be, they will have power plants and shields, and I'm not sure if they can get damaged in the same way externally. Like space stations and stuff probably be able to be damaged internally, and you might be able to disable parts, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to blow them up. So maybe when stuff like bases are built, they can only be captured. But I don't know. They probably haven't fleshed out all those mechanics yet either. But I suspect we'll probably be able to own and build space stations now as well. Do you think there are... That would be in the far future. Like, don't expect anything this or next year about that sort of stuff. Well, we might get some more information about it. There's certainly not going to be those game mechanics in. Hi, Bored. What do you think the chances for the Reclaimer sneaking into the 3.0 race? Other than the ships that are already in-game, and the Aurora rework, the Cutlass Black rework, the Prospector, the Nox, the Dragonfly, the Constellation Aquila, and the Urza Rover, there aren't going to be any more ships in 3.0. No sneaky ships, nothing else. Very likely, potentially, the Sabre Raven could be in, because we've seen it had in-game assets, and they've talked about a surprise being worked on or something. But other than that, no. The Reclaimer should go on sale again, probably at CitizenCon. If not at CitizenCon, then in November, during the anniversary livestream. Almost certainly. It is my favourite ship, the Reclaimer. Like... they've been working on stuff much far beyond... oh my god, my words. Word bad today. They've been working on stuff much beyond 3.0. So 3.1, 3.2, loads of stuff on Squadron 42 stuff, loads of tech beyond what we've seen. If you get the opportunity to go to a studio tour, and you can kind of message customer service about that, you probably won't get a response until after CitizenCon though, because they're super fucking busy. They basically have like a couple of office tours a year in some offices. That's true of the UK Manchester studio anyway. And if you could go on one of them, you get to see a lot of stuff and you go, oh my god, this is like really cool. And they answer any questions you want as well when you're there. Any more word on atmospheric flight? Will you be able to reverse in Atmo in the future as they flesh out the flight model? I don't 100% know. I'm very much in favour for, even if the IFCS is supposed to be able to compensate entirely for gravity and atmosphere on planets, obviously there's going to be some really strong gravities and wind and some environmental effects that will really make you struggle. Apparently, also, when you are in even in 3.0, even in the gameplay demo you're seeing there with Maya and people playing, it was hard for them it was harder for them to fly in atmosphere. They had to make micro corrections, and they could feel it a bit. But I'm very much in favour of much more weight. The ships being in Atmo and in gravity, like it being a lot harder to fly. You can feel the weight. You shouldn't be able to just like flip over like you're in space. It needs to feel significantly different to space, and in my opinion, it needs to be a lot more brutal battle-wise than space battles. Like if you get hit by a missile when you're in atmosphere, the fear should be that you crash because you get knocked off course and your FCS can't compensate, and you've got quite a lot of weight to you. The idea that if you flip upside down, like you could in space freely, that maybe that causes you to hit the ground because your FCS gets a bit confused. That should be definitely true of some of the ships. I love Star Citizen. I love the project, and I love finding bugs. I love the community. I think the community is probably the biggest pull for me at the moment. I fucking love the community. I love the events and stuff that happen. I love going to bar citizens. I love talking to people. But I do think 6.3 didn't have that much content, and we've had it for 10 months. So it's like it's like at least 1,000 hours into beyond what was available. So I don't know. What's your personal thoughts on the Game Changer? I'm probably going to buy one. I'm assuming they're not stupidly expensive. They're a big civilian job, something that is a mechanically adding or another ship doesn't do at the moment, and it's sort of semi-important. Well, it is important to Star Citizen. I'm assuming we get to see them at CitizenCon, but that's not confirmed either. I think people will go, oh, that's pretty cool. But some people might just not be interested in them at all. Have you approached about using your voice for voice attack profiles? I will talk to, I think it's Paul that does voice attack, that Noobify's obviously got his own voice profile there. At some point, maybe. I think my voice is quite annoying sometimes, but obviously you guys, a lot of you seem to like it, so thank you. Appreciate it. Will there be any new ship packages? Probably. It's annoying that they don't just sell ship packages, well, just the game package separately, but I suppose you do need a ship. You could always get a ship package and then upgrade it to something else. A lot of people, I recommend the starter ship if you want to spend a little tiny bit more on Star Citizen, then go for an Avenger Titan. It's kind of a nice little jump up from the very early starter ships and can do a bit of everything. But there'll probably be more ships in the future, or at least pick your own packages kind of thing, maybe. The whole website's getting updated very soon, Star Citizen, so less of the bullshitteroo information that's on it at the moment, not of incorrect information on the Star Citizen website, especially with ship stats. So we are expecting 2.6. Well, I'm not going to be playing 2.6.3 now. It's either way. We should have the Evocati patch possibly today, hopefully by the end of the week. It's not confirmed. It's a hope. It's an expectation, though, like a genuine expectation. I don't see. Well, I can see why we wouldn't have a Evocati patch if there's a blocker they find that they can't break and they go, ugh. But it's very unlikely that will be the case. Like, we should have it. No, it's latest concepts released have been lackluster in details. Do you think CIG will go back to to clarify some of the concepts and alleviate concerns many backers have with them. So they're definitely redoing the Q&A and basically the whole 600i sale, and I believe that the ship's going to be available again as if it was a concept sale, because they didn't handle that sale properly. And yes, the recent concept sales have not had enough information on them. They've been really fluffy with lore, but not tangible information like they used to. You want a design document with the intention of the ship and its gameplay as they see it. You want a couple of pages like, this is what the gameplay we have planned for it in the future. This is the sort of thing this is why we created it. We want the players to do this with it. Players to do this with it. Have the lore layer as well, and then have a load of the stats as they see them at the moment. Obviously that stuff might change and evolve, and some stuff might get cut or whatever, but we know the intention then. And they haven't done that with the last couple of sales, which is annoying. That's the sort of stuff that I push for, and I go like, and with the Q&As, like, there is some stuff that we just need to know with the questions and answers for the ships. Like, in the sales page, the first thing I want to know with the X1 is, what ships does it fit into? Is it smaller or bigger than the Nox and the Dragonfly? And that sort of stuff. Like, there are some things that you just need to know. Is it like the same as all the other snubs? Can it break atmosphere by itself? And they could just literally have some bullet points saying, snub. Snub means that it does this and this and this. Vehicle means that it can't break atmosphere by itself without a parent ship. And as part of like those sales, there's so much information that we should just get as a matter of course, and we don't with those sales. So, yeah, I'll push for that stuff like that. And, yeah, they have to address it. Would I ever consider working for CIG or Foundry 42? Maybe in the future, like, but probably not. Nah, I can't even think that way. I'm very much sort of like, I like being able to say what the fuck I want. I like being able to cover the Star Citizen news. And I find other, like, proper jobs hard. Like, not just because I need to care for my brother, because that probably won't be the case all the time. Like, we'll get some proper carers in eventually that's to help him longer term. But I have anxiety. I get quite depressed sometimes, and I become not very functional as a person. So keeping a job would be quite hard. That's not Star Citizen, YouTube based, and Star Citizen or any other real job that you'd have to work with part of a team would be quite hard. And I love Star Citizen, and I'm glad my channel is Star Citizen, but I think working for them would be too hard. It's the same as any job thing. We don't know when we're going to get 3.0. Eva Carty build, possibly today, almost certainly by the end of the week. Well, I did think that last week, but yeah, like genuinely, almost certainly. And then we'll know a bit more about when there's a realistic kind of window for wider PTU. But again, the issue is with the builds of 3.0 and the Eva Carty and the BTU is that blockers could be found that prevent the game from being released for a month or two or something like that. It could be that it's plain sailing and within a few weeks that it's a live build, but we don't know. There's not enough information there yet. Yes, you should be able to name your ship with the 600i. You can name your ship. I'm not sure if you'll be able to name your weapons, but you suppose you could lightly name your weapons. There might be in the future, well, there's going to be different skins that you can put on ships and weapons. There's going to be different ways of painting your ship and weapons. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to have fully custom decals, but that's probably something they're looking into. I think they should have fully custom decals and skins for sale. Like that's one of the ways they should monetize the game. They go, yeah, you can paint your ship any colour you want. That's cool. You can do that all in game. Within game credits, but if you want one of these beautiful skins that we've pre-made, like this cool like dragon skin, whatever for your ship or your gun, or Starkin and stuff, they should sell them for like $5 or something. And you should also be able to like have your own custom decal made for your orc or something for like $5 or something. I think that sort of stuff would be cool. That's a great way of monetizing your game. That's just aesthetic. Obviously, they're going to be selling UEC as well, which is the in-game currency. The issue with massively multiplayer online games is there always going to be a black and grey market where you can purchase things. Always. And gold farmers are in every game, and they sell huge amounts of gold. Now, CIG are going to regulate that, partly by selling it themselves, which I think is okay. Needs to make sure it's not entirely pay to win or anything. Like, if it gives you a huge advantage, and if you can buy all the fucking UEC you want, then yeah, that would be pay to win, and we'll have to speak up about that. But let's we'll keep them honest with that sort of shit. Like, we have to, otherwise, fuck that. So, a lot of the stuff that CIG do, I think they do really, really well and right. But some stuff they do wrong, and yeah, it is up to us to, as a community, to police that to a certain extent. So it's different for me. Like, there's a massive future in my YouTube and stream and stuff that I can cover the game however I want and be like a little Star Citizen celebrity when I go to events, which is cool, because I never get, no one recognises me fucking anywhere. I go to a Star Citizen event and lots of people recognise me. That's the kind of fame that I want. If I specifically go somewhere I want to be recognised, people recognise you. That's great. And obviously I'm not going to do anything like PewDiePie does. That's funny because he swore. That stuff. Since BoredGamer Zivakati, yeah. I'll see what I can. We'll try and push the boundaries of Zivakati this time. Like, we'll see if we get some changes in there. I doubt we can. I doubt they'll let me say much. But I will keep on poking CIG. Maybe they'll say, yeah, okay, whatever. Is there anything new about landing on planet side? The movements at Gamescom demo looked unnatural. Yes, so it was very much work in progress still. Load of that should be, even in the Uvakati build, ironed out. And the landing gear is supposed to be spongy. The animations should be a bit better. There was network code problems. There's loads of problems at Gamescom. And a lot of that should be solved. And we'll still have a lot of those problems in the Uvakati build, which will get solved as we go through. So, or polished as well. I'm avoiding some of these. Yes, I mean, it was the most updated build they had at Gamescom, and they were updating it daily apparently as well. So there was like bugs they found on day one that actually caused some server crashes when they were playing, that they got fixed for day two. So it's cool that they were getting new builds in. Why is it became one of my favourites? It's so I saw it in both my studio tours that I had this year. It's a beautiful ship. I like the idea of treasure hunting. I like the idea of salvage. I'm very much an industrial economic player. It's a massive ship as well. It has drones. It has a nom-nom bay, which you can munch up ships and stuff. It looks a little bit like the Nostromo. There's a billion things. It just looks fucking cool. And I quite like the Drake aesthetic. It's not Drake, but it's got that feel. It's Aegis Dynamics, but it's industrial, and I love it. I love it. Do you think they should update the global report progress? What do you mean? They do every Friday. I do think they should be more open, and they should update the Beyond 3.0 patch stuff. So they should tell us what they have planned. Roughly, it can change. We understand that scheduling and timing and dates and everything are fuzzy, and they get pushed around. But like, they should tell us what they've got planned for 3.1, what they've got planned for 3.2, 3.3, and everything until a beta, really. I just like to see where they roughly have the idea of where they want to put it. They can change it around. Just give us the rough details. That's what I subscribe to with Star Citizen. Do you think the biggest issue with Star Citizen will be pay-to-win risks? No, so I don't think there are any risks to pay-to-win, because we'll stop them from doing it. If there's anything that happens, like, I promise you, I promise that if I see anything pay-to-winny, I will complain to fuck about it, and we'll talk about it, and we will poke CIG about it. They start to do stuff that I go, nah. My internal thrift bot does not want to buy ships. I buy ships because I want to create content on them quickly. And people shouldn't have to buy anything more than a game package to get into that game and to enjoy it at all levels. Obviously, like, there's going to be disparity in some players owning capital ships and stuff, but they need crew. They need people to run those ships. There's NPCs are going to have some of those big ships and stuff. So I'm not really concerned about that. I just don't want an org to be able to beat another org purely because they've got more real money. And that's what I want from balance. That's what I want from that sort of stuff. I don't want them to be able to, like, money Zerg stuff. I don't want them to be able to go, oh, these space stations are supposed to take 3 months to build. I bought one! that's the sort of stuff that I'll be stopping. These ships are only available if you purchase them with real money. That won't happen on my watch. Brr. That's my promise to you. I'll try and keep them clean for that sort of shit. And they have to. They have to. So I don't think it's a risk because there would be riots. What with the changes to the new Cutlass cargo wise, would it be wiser to opt to a or a Terrapin? Keep your cheaper ship now, and then see what it's like for 3.0, and then decide. I can't, without having those ships in the game and actually having mechanics for them, I can't advise you to buy a more expensive ship. That would be insanity. Wait for 3.0, try out your Cutlass. I don't know what the next Tumbrel vehicle would be. Everyone in my interview with him told me that they were going to have tanks and tracked vehicles, so potentially a tank or a tracked vehicle. Having tanks in game will be pretty fucking cool. I wouldn't say Star Citizen's worth investing in. If you want to be part of the Star Citizen project, if you enjoy the community, if you enjoy having your ideas and opinions valued, and potentially changing how meta, mechanics, balance, and all that sort of jazz works, yeah, take a look at it now. But at any stage, only buy a game package and ship. So $45 is all you need to spend. I love Star Citizen, but if you don't want to get involved at the moment, if you don't want to be testing the alphas and bug fixing, then wait until there's something more tangible. 3.0 might have a load of tangible gameplay. I mean, there's definitely going to be hundreds of hours of gameplay if you go searching for it and stuff, but it's still not going to be a game. You're going to be wanting to wait a couple of years for the beta if you want an actual sit down and play easy access game. It's just not easy access at the moment. I have pretty much all the industrial ships. I don't actually have any of the Hull series, oddly, but I have a Carrack, Banner Merchantman, 890 Jump, Claimer, Sabre, Buccaneer, and then all like the ground vehicles and stuff. I should be hopefully getting a Javelin because of 2,000 referrals, recruits or whatever. One of the joys of having the most largely subscribed to user guide is that get a lot of recruits from that pick up the game. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, so all the other ships really I'll be looking to get in game. I think it's a major thing. There's a couple of ships that I probably should get. I've got an Orion as well. Probably a couple of other ships I should get, like the Crucible and stuff. But Crucible repair doesn't really interest me at the moment. They need to excite me about that. Oh, I have an Endeavour as well. I've got a lot of ships, okay? Oh god. Oh god, I've got a ship problem. I I will. There should be more and more mods coming into the channel. I'm actually recruiting them at the moment and vetting them for across the board. BoredGamer. For Reddit, for Twitch, for YouTube, for all of it. So no, it's not. Well, I haven't checked, but we're expecting either Carty today or this week at some point. Quite genuinely, there was only one bug last week. And let's bring this up on the screen, actually. So on Thursday last week, there was one bug left. Or Friday last week. There was one bug left. Boom. Shabam. Shazam. There's one critical backer, and we think it was to do with the persistent data cache or a server bug, which was causing crashes based on how many people were in the server, and it was happening very regularly. And they are literally every day there will be go, no-go meetings where they go, is today's build ready to go to Eva Carty? Hopefully they'll have that today, and that'll come out today. If not, then hopefully by the end of the week. I'm very much expecting it. Like, I would put money, I would bet on it. Hours, not weeks. Quite genuinely. Will ships with wheels be able to land horizontally? Fuel conservation or other benefits could go along with this. And horizontally. Oh, you just mean like, I don't know. Maybe. I think a lot of people want like drop pods and ways of ejecting in atmosphere and surviving. And cool way, as soon as we have like player bases and we need ground assaults and stuff, we need ways of being able to drop players in that's a little bit dangerous maybe, but that doesn't get the ship like annihilated that's trying to drop them in. So yeah, I'm expecting in the Evocali build 24 players per instance, and I'm hoping that it goes up at the end of the PTU, because they have said that they've made improvements with the server, and they've done a lot of stuff client side as well, making much better use of more threads and calls and stuff on CPUs. And there are network improvements. There is gameplay. There's graphics, GPU, and CPU improvements as well. So I'm hoping we have more than 24. I'm hoping we have 36, sort of say, as a rough figure by live release, but we don't know. That might be a dream. I don't have an arch enemy from playing the Persistent Universe, unfortunately. I play at odd times of the day. I don't really have anyone that follows me around. There's a few players that would find me and just escort me constantly, who were like, I was like, he's just found me. I just like, oh, yeah. Hopefully in the future we'll have some arch enemies as well. Are you happy with how that Cutlass rework looks? Yes, I am. It much more suits a more focused role than it used to. It was trying to be a bit of everything previously, and it was just... oh shit, there is Batman in the graph. It's Batman. See? That. Do you expect more ships like the Polaris? Do you expect more ships like the Polaris? Seems like one of those ships suited perfectly for mission running and such. Oh, well, at certain size of missions. I mean, just escorting a ship, you're probably going to want just a fighter. If you're doing something stealthy, the Polaris probably isn't the best bet. It's going to be a great medium-sized multi-crew ship to do with a load of friends or an org. It is more combat-orientated as a ship. Board will have a new news van streamline for it in game. Yes, I will do that. If that gameplay is probably available, because they can use their render to texture and secondary viewport to literally, I can capture stuff in game and have it broadcast in game. So potentially I could record battles. I could do live newscasts with voiceover IP as well. You could actually see my character talking while the stuff was happening behind me. There's some really great potential stuff to do with that. And the Mako, yeah, that's like the news van reliant. Yeah, you might be able to record live races and battles and cool stuff like that and stream it live. Interesting to see how you make money, UBC, from that, but it might be literally almost Twitch based, with the more viewers you get, the more money you get.
I couldn't choose a sound for being hosted, so I
how do you get your head so smooth? So I buff it daily. Actually, I haven't shaved my head in a couple of weeks, so I need to do that. Otherwise, I just look like a really, really Oldman. Gary Oldman. Do you think there will be a lot of money sinks? Yeah, so there was going to kind of have to be. In addition to refueling your ships, such as having to refuel ship oxygen, ship maintenance, not battle damage, any taxes. Yes. I'm not sure exactly what taxes there'll be. There might be taxes on using particular stations and systems in the future, but I do think there's be a load of money sinks in the game, including oxygen tanks and that sort of stuff for your ships. Ship maintenance, wear and tear, components blowing out. Yeah, definitely. And that's why a lot of people that have bought like just big ships, like on Idris, early game, that's going to be a massive money to sink. It's like, oh. Spending time with Elite Dangerous and Warframe till 3.0. Good choice. I'm very much looking forward to that game with the robots that's coming in the future. I can't remember what it's called. Can't remember what it's called. Ryzen. No, that's the name of the processor. Well, Destiny 2 I'm looking forward to as well in the short term. Might play some Deathwing at some point as well. I do think we'll see a civilian carrier in the future. Potentially. I'd like to see what they're going to do. I'm assuming they're going to do 2 other models of the Genesis Starliner, a smaller one and a Mahusive one. So I'd like to see what they do with that. But they could potentially do a civilian carrier. Do you think... Are you talking about like a civilian ship carrier, or are you talking about a civilian 747 carrier? If it's like a passenger carrier, then that's literally what I just talked about. But if it's like a ship carrier, then I still think that might do that. How do you think CIG is going to help curb griefing in 3.0? Well, I think the Evocati are going to attempt to grief in probably one of their things. And we'll have to take it from there, I suppose. I don't 100% know how they're going to do it in 3.0. In the future, they can have security and defense turrets and stuff like that, and quite bad repercussions, like financially in game, just to curb people like trolling. But in 3.0, it might be a little trolly. Will there be planets where gravity is too strong for people to survive on the surface? Potentially. There's certainly going to be planets with very strong gravity and like very damaging wind or environmental hazards. I don't 100% know if there's going to be ones that you couldn't survive on the surface because the gravity is too strong. Do you think the flash fire mount will work on the Cutlass? I don't think it works in 3.0. I vaguely remember Matt Sherman saying it didn't. A load of the customizations and different weapons and mounts and stuff will be available, I assume, pretty soon after 3.0, if they're not immediately available. But there's loads of new items and there's loads of new stuff because of Item System 2.0 getting fully fleshed out that they were able to do. So I think we'll probably have to have mounts to change stuff for the Cutlass. Probably the flash fire still. Just vaguely remember. No, Destiny 2. No. Destiny 2 wasn't the game of the robots I was referring to. It's like called Rise or something. It's the robot-y multiplayer game. God damn it. I can't remember what it's called. Monster Hunter World as well I want to get involved with. I really enjoyed Dauntless. Monster Hunter World looks really fucking cool. Would you like to see large multi-cruise ship with a massive tailgun for long-range bombardment of massive capital ships, star bases? Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see artillery ships or sniper ships in that regard. Yeah, probably. No, so we're expecting Evocati today or this week. Almost 100%. There's literally one bug left. And unless some crazy bullshit happens, we'll have 3.0. So 2.6.3 been massively overplayed. We've been waiting for it for ages, and I'm gonna get 3.0 in Evocati, and I'm not gonna play 2.6.3 anymore. And hopefully we'll have a better idea of when 3.0 is going to go to a wider PTU. The Hornet series has had a rework. Are there going to be civilians running cargo and having organisations and such as well? Yeah, do you mean NPCs? Because I believe there are. I believe there are in 3.0. There's a lot more happening in 3.0. Yeah, this is footage from Gamescom. How do they rebalance planetary battle from ship to rover, as we saw in the presentation? They didn't hit the rover on purpose. Oh. That's a good question. We don't really know, because ships will probably, unless they have ships being able to be knocked out the sky easily somehow, then ships are always going to have an advantage over ground vehicles. So they need to have proper ground defenses. Flying in atmosphere and stuff might be more difficult. It needs to be more difficult in some way. Losing a thruster in atmosphere could pull you down because your ICS can't compensate. So they need to balance that. I just don't know how they're going to yet. Procedural cities. If you've got any info on how such environments will be done for planets in 3.1 or 3.2. I'm not sure entirely when the procedural cities are coming. I know it's super important for the game. I know they've made progress on it. I just don't know exactly what they've got ready for it yet. And I don't know when it's going to be done. But they obviously need it for ArcCorp in the near future. But it's going to be cool. It's potentially we could have a 3.1 patch by the end of the year, but that's looking more and more unlikely. But yeah, 3.2.3 next year, sort of thing. Yeah, Warframe's great. Warframe's getting really good. You're right, my mate. Oh my god, look at Matt Sherman here. He fucking... Flashfire mount is being changed in regards to the Cutlass. What it's going to turn into has not been determined, but it will not be part of 3.0. Thank you very much, Matt Sherman. Much appreciated. That's why we need him. Anthem! Thank you, Maya. That's why I fucking love you, Maya. Anthem is the name of the robot-y game that I was thinking of, that I'm looking forward to. Unfortunately, I think one of the lead designers died, which was unfortunate. Not just for him, but for the game. So
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Shitty. Which of your current ships are you most excited for? The Reclaimer. We're on the roadmap. Are Space Wells 3.5 maybe? I think they are avoiding Space Wells. Although they'll probably have hints at it in the lore or something. Oh, the Phoenix is being worked on. I knew that it was being moved to work onto once they'd finished the... I think the Mustang rework or the 300 rework or something. But that's good that they've moved on to the Phoenix now. Awesome. Will there be advantages of exploring on the dark side of the planet versus the light? Potentially. If you're fighting players on the ground, they might not be able to see you. Animals might be asleep on the dark side. Yeah, so that there's going to be schedules and there's going to be differences to the way that things operate on the light versus the dark side, I suppose, because of day-night cycles. Because an animal might be asleep because it's on the dark side. So yeah, that's cool. Actually, I didn't think of the different. I thought of 24-hour cycles, but I didn't think of light and day cycles. Actually, how that affects things. But yeah, there will be advantages of exploring on dark and light. I just don't know exactly what they'll be yet. In game, will you have a drinking contest that leads to a foot race with me? Yes, Curveball, we can do that. Have they addressed momentum for players jumping out of moving ships? I'm not sure if they have yet. Actually, I don't think they have, Evan. I think that's probably something they'll address a little bit later. That is important as well, obviously. Do you think they might be able to hide bigger ships by turning all systems off? Yes, but you're still probably going to have like emergency power for your life support. You're still going to have a big cross section to that actually be visible by the naked eye, and you're probably still going to have IR signatures. So you're still going to have heat that will slowly. You'd have to have your ship turned off for a long period of time for it to not be seen. So yeah, potentially by turning off your systems, even on a capital ship, yeah, you could hide. You could be a lot more stealthy. Remember that cycling stuff back on could take time. Like for example, on the Idris, they talked about it taking 1.5 minutes to cycle the shields back on. So just be aware of that. So if someone spots you and starts attacking you, you're going to be like, oh shit. Is the F8 Lightning still not going to be acquirable by players? No, that should still be acquirable by players in-game. In some ways, whether that's stealing them from the UE or whatever. I think the idea is that they weren't planning on selling them in a concept sale. I'm not sure if that's changed. They did a while ago said that maybe the F8 Lightning's role had changed somewhat in Squadron 42, though I can't remember. I don't have a source for that. I think that was like a happy hour or something. So they never set stuff in stone at the Star Citizen. So, but everything should be acquirable in game, including the F8 Lightning. Is it possible to protect our own ships from clandestine stuff? Yeah, so in 3.0, you're going to be able to lock your ship. So you literally go and say, lock this. But conversely, ships will be breachable in some way. We don't know if that's going to be hacking terminals. We don't know if it's going to be blow up the doors. We don't know if it's going to be welding tool to open the doors. But yeah, and in the future, to more of that, there will be like code locks and permissions. So say you can use these doors and these consoles because your name is this person, which the captain will set, that sort of stuff. And yeah, potentially you could have defense turrets and things like that as well. I'm not sure 100% what we'd see from that sort of side of things.
I'm going to buy so many spaceships.
Hey Bored, mind adding me to friends so we can talk? Would love to donate for your ship of the month next month. Cheers. Really appreciate your work. Regards, Matadors Corporation.
Oh my god, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. I mean, yeah, if you want to add me, giving $100, I'm going to refuse. So you just donated $100. Thank you very much. That's a lot of money. I very much appreciated. Email me and we can talk. Thank you so much. Jesus. Stream at boredgamer.co.uk. Yeah, thank you. I always find it weird that people would want to, like, I make money from YouTube and streaming because there are ads served or whatever. I'm obviously, like, Patreons are a massive help. Like, you have no idea, a massive help. And donations and everything are massive help. I just have no idea why people want to donate things. I really much appreciate it. It's because I'm a thrifty asshole. And it's like a struggle to like sub to Maya and Twerk and Saurus, who are my friends, but I still do it. So I'm a thrifty bastard. But thank you so much. Yeah, of course I can add you. Thank you. Anyone that wants to pay me to tell me to fuck off or to be my friend, you're more than welcome. Thank you. Apologies if I already answered this and I missed it. Do you know if the Aurora's cargo is going to work in 3.0? So that requires... Thank you very much, Maya. Jeez. Thank you for the sub. Making me feel guiltier. Do you know if the Aurora's cargo is going to work in 3.0? So that is dependent on whether those cargo boxes are actually in the item system 2.0 yet and have actually been made. Thank you very much, Cyrillix. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. That's Roylix? Roylin. With the X's at the end. That'll do. Those external cargo pods, I'm not sure if they're working in 3.0. They did talk about it a while ago and said, oh, we want to get them working, but we don't know yet. And they haven't talked about it recently, so I suspect they're not in 3.0, but I do suspect them very soon afterwards, possibly like before a 3.1, maybe. I don't know. If you own a Reclaimer, what ship do you get in game? Oh, as a loner? Probably a Constellation at the moment. Or Caterpillar. My head is the shiniest head, isn't it? I'll shave it again tomorrow. We'll be able to build hidden bases on planets. So there's not going to be any sort of like cloaking tech. They've moved away from that. No super AI and for in-law stuff. So no like the best guided missiles and instant hits and turrets AI, and no super cloaking tech. Stealth is going to be very much management of systems, and you can choose to have stealthier equipment on your ship, which is harder to detect, but it will have disadvantages in other areas. But you can also turn systems on and off and use the environment to your advantage. So yes, you will effectively be able to hide bases that you build and that sort of stuff on planets and in moons and things. But you might have to hide them in super cold zones or super hot zones or craters or whatever to really get them hidden. But they'll never be 100% undetectable. Hey Board, what would be a mandatory secondary role on a capital ship that can't be done alone with more time? Mandatory secondary role. Probably like the scan operator to an extent, because that level of thing on a capital ship, you need to see what's coming and you need to see what you're engaging. I don't entirely understand the question, so feel free to reword it. Weird question, do you think we're about to get forklifts? Yeah, I actually do. I think there are going to be... So in 3.0, we don't have loading and unloading of cargo. We just have the buying and selling of cargo, which will be like instantaneous. In the future, you're going to have to wait a certain amount of time for cargo to be loaded and unloaded onto your ship, and it might even cost money. I suspect that there will be cargo forklifts things that we'll see on planets, possibly that we could have ourselves to increase the time, or to decrease the time it takes to load and unload. But yeah, potentially. Why not? That's a good idea. For the Reclaimer, it's a Starfarer. That makes more sense. Thank you. It's Susan. I like that name, it's Susan Art. Why are we going to say goodbye to 3.0? So, hopefully the Evocati 3.0 patch is coming out. And for me, this is probably the last time I'm going to be playing 2.6.3. I'm kind of done with it. I love Star Citizen, but 2.6.3 is just gone on too long. And Evocati patch is coming out today or this week, probably, very likely, and I'll just be focused on that and then the PTU after that, and then we'll have 3.0. We'll have 3.0. I hope they put me in game. I fucking hope they do. I'd love a statue of me in game. Oh my fucking god, how good would that be? Hi, what is there a gravity effect on players while on ship? Yes, so the gravity effect is one, like Earth gravity while you're on a ship. Once you're on planets and moons that aren't Earth, there are varying gravities. And they all have their own unique gravity. What is the day 3.0 will be released now? We don't know. We're literally waiting for the Evocati patch, which genuinely could potentially be released today. I really like the colours. I like the new colours.
I'm
sorry
gonna
if
buy
people think it's
so
ugly.
many spaceships.
There is your RAM and drive piece. It's 4 a.m. going to bed. Talk later. I added you.
That's 300. That man has donated $400. I don't know what to say. Thank you very much. Like, you're a fucking legend. I'll have to do stuff for you. Like, I'll have to help you out. Like, I am indebted to you. That's amazing. I don't know how to react when people give money and stuff like that. So thank you very much. You guys have always been amazing to me. Like, I've got a very good community in general. The Star Citizen community is the best community I've ever been part of, and that goes for pretty much anything. And it is pretty much the reason I do YouTube and Star Citizen on my channel. Thank you very much, Super Black. That's insane. Thank you so much. That's far too much money to be reasonable as a human. But yeah, I'll do what I can.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Thank you. Need another goal now. So humble. Yeah, see, Astropub, if you're really nice and humble to your audience, they give you money, mate. Suck up to them. And they thank you so genuinely. Thank you so much. No, so okay, show my hands. This is my gameplay cut of Alpha 3.0 from Gamescom. We're just probably getting this is what I do on Star Citizen Talk. We have videos of this stuff going on. So sorry, slightly clickbait title. I've been apologising. Yeah, so we're hoping to get the Evocati 3.0 build today, this week, for the first 1,000 testers, and then going to PTU as soon as it can after that. But obviously that's gonna be weeks. It's gonna be weeks. But thank you so much, guys. Like, really fucking appreciate it. But ask questions. This is about asking questions about 3.0 and beyond, and 2.6 and 0.3 if you want to. But yeah, I'm done with 2.6.3. I've played my last 2.6.3. I feel it's too much. I've done it too much. Can you rent ships to other players in the future? That's the plan, I believe. Yes. You also be able to share them with your orgs and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the idea, that's an insane fucking amount of money, isn't it? Like, thank you. But you'll be able to, should be able to rent them out as well. I think that's what a lot of people are buying their ships for. Can you successfully play this game solo without having to pay lots of money? Yeah. Yeah, you buy the game as just the $45 game package with starter ship. You can get everything in game. Capital ships and stuff, you can get NPC crews to run, but buying them by yourself solo is going to be a multi-year task. They are very much something that you should try and buy with other players or an org or something. So just be aware of that. I'm not sure if there'll be combat drones. There are definitely going to be drones for the Reclaimer and some other uses for like scanning and mining. So potentially they could have combat drones as well. I don't know though. But there will be an NPC. There will be a BoredGamer in the universe. I will be in universe. I just won't be an NPC. I'll be a real player. How much ship modification will be available in 3.0? So quite a lot. There's a load more ship systems available, I believe. Item system 2.0 has been fully fleshed out. And there are shops in-game that you can buy ship systems and weapons in 3.0. It's going to be one of the big gameplay hooks to it. We're not going to be able to rent, we're not going to be able to buy ships until 3.1, but we can buy all the loads of systems and weapons. CIG needs a bored egg. We will sort that out. Yeah, for people that want to be in Evocati or early PTU testing phases, you need to bug test, basically. You need to go onto the issue council, and you need to help prioritize bugs. So you don't have to find the bug yourself or anything. You can literally go, this bug is more important than this bug because it prevents game or whatever, or I want you to fix this whatever. But you also can add to bug reports, so even if you haven't found that bug first, you search on there and go, oh, someone's found a similar bug to me, I'll put it into their bug report and describe how I found my bug. Just basically like confirmation and concise stuff, like for the irony, it's saying concise stuff and then like going off on a tangent. The ability to describe those problems concisely but detailed as possible is really important for Evocati, for bug testing and all that sort of jazz. And so your bug reports will probably be looked at in that regard as well. And you'll get an invite saying, do you want to become part of the Akati to your email? Which it is a chore rather than a joy. It's just because we've been so starved for content, and because we've been waiting for 3.0, a lot more people are a lot sort of like, I want to be Akati because I just want to play. I'll do anything. I'll help test the game. So I understand that. Do you think the Reclaimer might be released for the Delta Patcher? Potentially, yes. But as Matt Sherman will tell you, and I've been told multiple times, there is still a cycle that these ships, especially the big ones, need to go through that is quite major. They need to make sure that they're bug fixed and everything like that. So it might need to go to PTU and that sort of stuff, especially with the big ships. So it's not a... the Delta Patcher isn't going to allow us to get content quicker because they skip anything. They are still going to have to go through all the phases and all the motions. It just potentially allows them to drop smaller patches in. So you could potentially have the Reclaimer dropped as its own patch. How much did the jump cost the last time it was sold? It was $890 last time. Originally, it was $600. That's one that's a really fucking expensive ship that I would definitely get in game. Anything that's over a couple of $100s is more than just pocket change. Obviously, for some people have huge disposable incomes, and some people value their hobbies significantly more than they do paying the bill or savings, I suppose. So I would try and recommend trying to get everything in game. Find an org that you enjoy being part of, or a cooperative that you can get ships together with. Especially if you want loads of ships, get an org. Get with an org that wants loads of the ships as well, and then just participate with them. Make sure you've got a ship that they want, and make sure you trust them, and then you'll be able to share all the ships together. That's what I do. How long have we got to use an existing ship credit? So every 3 months we get a new buyback token, where you can buy back a ship that you've previously melted with store credit. You know, buy them back with real money anytime, but with store credit. And the 6th of October is when the next one refreshes, and then every 3 months you get a refreshed token to do that. An example may be an Idris versus Constellation. I can do and see everything in the pilot seat or the center seat. Does that work differently for an Idris? So Idris is going to be much bigger, so you're going to need engineers to run around and repair damage that happens to the ship, like power relays are going to blow. There's going to be too much probably for the one operator to do on a Idris. So yeah, scan operators is a good thing of that, but there's so many gun turrets. There's probably going to be a significantly better scanning and mapping suites. There's medical bays. There's the engineering and stuff that's all separated for a reason. And you technically could do a fuck ton of it on your main console as a captain. But trying to pilot and scan and operate guns and stuff is just going to be almost impossible solo. NPC crew, yeah, AI modules attached to stuff. They're not going to be super powered AI. They're not going to be able to like pinpoint accurately shoot stuff. They're going to be derpy AI, but you will have the ability to make some gun turrets into AI chairs. Yeah, so capital ships they require, in my opinion, at least human officers to help with NPC crew. Yes, it's hours, not weeks now for the first version of 3.0 of Akati. And it's good because I think pretty much all of us are starting to be burnt out of anything Star Citizen that we currently have at the moment. Like 2.6.3 was a great showcase of what the game could do and what they intended for it in the kind of future. It's little tiny peak, but it's done its purpose. 3.0 is the foundation of the game. 2.6.3 smashed to bits. Obviously, blocks of it are going to be used. Missions are going to be used, like probably Tessa will be used, and all those missions that we had. But they are going to be part of that mission system that we have that is modular. They're going to be part of the different stations. They're going to be part of stations that will appear in the new system and stuff, in the new around Crusader. But they're not. It's not going to be the same anymore, and everything else can be built up on top of that. But yeah, it's basically been smashed down and rebuilt, all with procedural tools, and the mission system is probably one of the things that excites me the most. Obviously exploring planets, but actually being able to go yeah, this mission might be quite similar to the ones I've done before, but at least it's going to be a bit different. Just that kind of variance is going to be great for 3.0. And there's potentially hundreds of hours of gameplay for 3.0, especially if you don't mind exploring planets. And those light variances are a good start for Star Citizen. What we see hyped for Evocati? So it's because, well, I'm hyped for Evocati because I get to play 3.0, but it means they've made progress, and that means they're going to start to push towards the PTU. And it means that probably leaks will happen, and it probably means that they will announce and show more stuff of 3.0. So, oh yeah. So I am going to do. I've got a big list of stuff that I would literally want to test. If people have got things that they want me to test in Evocati that they think is a smart thing, always message me, always email me. It's always join the Reddit or the Discord and just say, try and test this, or do you think this will happen? Because I'll add it to my list of stuff that I want to test. But I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh, I'm excited because I've got it, but it means we're pushing towards the wider PTU, that we're going to see a bit more of the game. Yeah. I've been waiting for fucking so long for 3.0. No, Idris in 3.0. No. They need to get we need to get better networking stuff in. They want both Idris to be able to fight on a server online with fighter support without them exploding. In the Gamescom demo, it was a 6v6 LAN match, basically, where there were 6 crew on each of the ships. There was a little bit of fighter support, but not much. And we saw that one of them had incredibly low frame rates. So 3.0 is not out yet, but we're expecting it literally today or tomorrow to go to Evocati. Then it's going to be a little while before it's out to the persistent test universe, or public test universe, PTU, public test universe. And that will be when we start to see a lot more content on it. But stealing ships in 3.0 will allow you to you'll keep them. You'll keep a ship that you've stolen until it's destroyed. Obviously, that person can claim it back on insurance, even though it's been stolen, but it's not going to despawn the ship that's been stolen. Which is great, so there's potential to get lots of ships in 3.0. What are you most interested to start flying in 3.0 and beyond? I mean, the Reclaimer is obviously the ship I want to fly the most. I just want to try a bit of everything in 3.0. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make the Redacted podcast tonight. I think actually Source might have even cancelled the Redacted podcast. I'll have to check the Twitter in a second. It's for tonight, because I think Twerk's working. I think Source wanted to do something. I have some other responsibilities with my bro and stuff. So I think the full game of Star Citizen is going to be amazing, and I don't think I'll get bored at all. I might get bored of certain gameplay aspects. 3.0 may well get boring. But the Evocati build will get boring because there'll be certain things we can't do, almost certainly. But I think 3.0 will potentially have the most gameplay we've ever had, and be enjoyable until the next patch comes out. Whereas with 2.6.3, it was, I don't know, 6 months at least overripe. We wanted a patch at least 6 months ago, really, for 3.0. I'm thinking 4 to 8 weeks for the PTU for everyone to be able to play the PTU. I don't know. I'll know more once I've tried Evocati. I'm not sure what I have to say, but I will push CIG to see if we were able to announce that we've got the Evocati build. And obviously, I'm not going to break my NDA, but there are certain things that won't break NDA that I can say. Obviously, there'll be leaks, and there'll be other stuff that CIG announced that will. Just the actually going to Evocati, just it's pushed forward. It shows that it works. It's hey, Bored, do you think we're ever about to get ground vehicles such as robotic walkers and multi-crew tanks? Yes, I do. And I think that is something that we might see pretty soon. It's in the concept-y phase. There was the Spider Miner as well, which is, I believe, a robotic walker, and I believe it is still a thing. So they'll be exciting. But yes, we'll have tracked vehicles and tanks. I'm not sure the size of them, but I'm assuming they'll be multi-crew. Yeah, I'll be able to say certain things about the Evocati, but I won't be able to say anything about the actual content and that sort of stuff. I'm a happy board gamer. That's how I start the streams, yeah? It's code. Well, if you only like games that you run and gun and kill everyone... no, so Star Citizen is very much going to be much more strategic and tactical now. Stamina systems in 3.0 and will majorly change the way that the Persistent Universe plays, obviously, because we've got planetary landing as well, and moon landing, and Star Marine. Star Marine's going to be vastly different because it's not going to be run and gun anymore, or at least significantly less run and gun. Because you're going to be breathing, you're going to be running, you're going to be out of stamina, different weapons and items and armor and stuff will come into play more. Oxygen's going to come into play. It's going to be a lot more tactical and a much better game for it. Yeah, the Spider-Man. Yeah, so the Evocati are the early testers. There's about 1,000 of us, and we get the... it's a stress test and hardware test, and a volunteer QA job. It's not this super privilege or anything. It is a chore, quite genuinely. Lots of content creators don't have it. It's only like a couple, a very small amount that do. But you've got to remember that a lot of content creators that do have it are the ones that just play Star Citizen all the fucking time, and they love Star Citizen, which is why they got Evocati in the first place. They did lots of bug reports. Oh, when did I last check my email? Do not say that Evocati builders come out or something. Lots of nice messages in my email. Thank you very much. Someone has donated me a ship. I appreciate that. That's thank you very much today for all the love and support. I do not. Yeah, thank you. No meow. Is there going to be a personal hangar in 3.0? I believe they're trying to merge everything into a singles persistent universe. So I believe, not for 3.0, but soon after that, the intention will be to have Star Marine and Arena Commander existing in some form of like arcade machine in the persistent universe, and for your hangar to exist there, so you don't have to spawn them in as separate instances. And then I suppose we'll have some form of personal hangar in some way. I always think that your own personal hangar and like house and stuff, if you do them on planets and things, they might not be instantized, but they'll effectively be instantized because only you have access to them, and you'll get to them via a lift, and they might be seamless without any loading, but they'll effectively only be accessible by you, which is almost an instance. Yeah, the Cyclone's basically a warthog from Hello. Yeah. Yes, I think this is Saurus's. I was wearing lots of different. I was looking through my clothes today and chucking loads of shit out, but I was going. I'm keeping all my Star Citizen stuff. That is a Big Benny's noodle T-shirt. I got a question I didn't understand how to read. Do you think they can add damage stats like chips to players? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean you might be able to get mobiGlas and helmets which actually show damage numbers, sort of, or that show damage to limbs and things? Damage state-wise, ships are going to have quite complex damage states, but players and FPS weapons might not have such complex damage states. They might use shaders and things to have different damage and large area damage things, but like bruising and that sort of stuff, and quite visceral damage to player models, is probably far future beyond release, if they do something like that. Well, they talked about possibly eating and drinking affecting your character. We have to see exactly how they implement this. But potentially, yes, eating 6 large bean burritos in game could affect your stamina in some way. Overly bloated. But I'm okay with light survival mechanics and light eat and drink mechanics, but anything that's a little bit more sort of like you have to eat every day, like that will annoy me. But I'll talk more about that once I see their first implementation of it. Will bacon be a cargo option? And will it attract pirates? Yeah, of course. There'll probably be freeze-dried bacon. There'll probably be animal transporters and stuff like that as well. Because obviously everyone loves bacon, including vegans and vegetarians. Would you prefer the old ATV format? Yes. Well, the new ATV format, but pre-burn down. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're missing the Core Studio reports. It's one of the reasons that I'm done with 2.6.3, and I think pretty much everyone is now. We're all waiting for 3.9. We've been waiting for a while, and it's annoying. But it's just such a major change to everything. It's like a whole new game, and it's the building blocks for everything. But yeah, I 100% prefer to see ATV go back to the way it was pre-burn down. Will there be any AI crew members you can hire to help with missions? Yes, but not in 3.0. You're going to be able to hire entire crews. You're also going to be able to buy AI modules to slot into some gun turrets and stuff, and possibly some stations which will have an AI running it for you that's not an NPC. There's literally just its own AI, but I believe they're going to be more derpy than an NPC because you don't effectively have to pay them. They also have trade-offs probably that take more power and might require access to other systems, and obviously like a pipe gets damaged or something, then they stop working. When do you think they will optimize the coding if the game so it can run on lower systems? With Vulkan integration and nearer release, you're going to see it a lot more optimized. With 3.1 and 3.2, you will see a huge amount of performance gains in general. But if you're talking about when we can run the game on lower systems more easily, it's closer to full release, I suppose. I mean, I'm going to do videos and test loads of different hardware with Star Citizen, whether it be Threadribbers, whether it be new Intel chips, whatever graphics cards, just a nice big cross section, and then recommend hardware based on its performance and its diminishing returns and stuff. So I'll look at that with 3.0 and every other patch after that, just because my channel is a pure Star Citizen channel, pretty much. I mean, obviously I do a little bit of VR and some other stuff, but it's 99% Star Citizen. And I want mine and Noobifiers and STL Youngbloods and a couple of those other channels and like Sumat Brothers to all be those channels to be one-stop shops for Star Citizen. Get all the content from there before like big YouTubers come in and go, wow, I'm going to own the place. They probably won't focus on Star Citizen like we have, but what am I buying next? Probably the Game Changer ship, which I'm assuming is going to be on sale at Silicon. It depends on how much it is. I would start a goal for it if it was bullshit expensive. Thank you very much. I think that was the £5 lost connection. Thank you. Yeah, so it will be the Game Changer ship. I will pretty much buy any unique gameplay economy or industrial ship. Because that's what my channel will focus on mostly in guides. I will do a bit of everything in Star Citizen always, but for release and beyond, I want to focus more, not entirely, but more on industry, economy, science, those the less combat-based roles that can make UEC. I think I'll be good at that. I haven't checked my emails fully, but we're expecting either Carty today or by the end of this week, like super high chance. Like it would be, I'd bet on it getting Eva Carty within this week. There was one bug last week, and it's hopefully it's been fixed. I mean, hopefully we'll get no more bugs that rear their ugly heads. But there should be no-go meetings every day, and hopefully today they'll go Eva Carty. So there should be an announcement on Reddit. There should be an announcement on the Star Citizen website. And as soon as I'm able to, I will announce it on Twitter and videos and all that sort of jazz.
I couldn't choose a sound.
Yes, I am a thrifty person. For me to bet on something is yeah. I cannot confirm or deny that suspicion. Do you think hackers will be a real threat, or will they have kind of anti-hack software? I think that you will be able to do e-war on ships. I'm not sure the extent of e-war. I do think you'll be able to hack doors and stuff when you're in a ship, like trying to break through doors. You also have to blow them up and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think hackers will be a real threat to some way. You'll probably need to be close to a ship or have like a hack missile attached to them or something. So it's not going to be super easy to hack. And I do suspect there will be E-War consoles, which will prevent other people from hacking, and there will be countermeasures to that gameplay as well. But yeah, I suspect hacking will be a real threat. I was expecting 3.1 until the end of the before the end of the year, up until quite recently, but it's getting quite late in the year now, isn't it? We're in October now, so it doesn't look likely for a 3.1. We definitely have it on the schedule report. I was hoping 3.1 by the end of the year, but it doesn't look like it. No, this is the 3.0 build that was at Gamescom. This is my game cut of it. So I've improved the way it looked and everything and put it up. When we showed the Moby Glass clothing system in the demo, do you think it was just for show, or can we walk and see people just pop up in new clothing and stuff? I think in 3.0 that's the way they're going to do clothing. It's going to be you change it on the Moby Glass on the manager. I think in the future they'll have a slightly better way that you do it just through lockers or something. I mean, I'd be okay if they had to do it just with popping on, but we'll know more about exactly what they want to put in 3.1 and everything after 3.0 comes out. So rather than, I mean, I'm bad with dates as well. So when do you think they will add the permadeath into the game? Well, not until release. Like, will it be true permadeath? Doesn't fucking matter anyway. But probably just before beta, they'll test that permadeath system. Okay, so with the NDAs, obviously you're not allowed to show and do certain things with the Ivocati stuff. But there are some stuff that are grey areas, and I will message CIG about them, about certain things. That's the best I can do. But assume that content creators can't talk about the actual content of Ivocati stuff unless it's announced by CIG or appears in a leak or something like that. But I'm so excited. What do you think about the current stuff we've seen about the Reclaimer, and what's your personal opinion about it? You haven't seen enough of the cool stuff for the Reclaimer. There's some fucking cool stuff for the Reclaimer. It's a huge ship. Anything that's worked on by Foundry 42, I think looks amazing and is great. And it's got that mixture of an alien feeling vibe, Nostromo. It's just cool. And the intended gameplay for it, like the treasure huntry, salvaging, big ship that you can do a lot with. It will still be able to land on planets and stuff. It's just exciting. It excites me so much, the Reclaimer. Is there a chance they might allow you to use rented ships in the PU in 3.0? There's a chance, but I very much doubt it. Yes, I'll be doing tutorials, all the tutorials. As soon as 3.0 is on the wider PTU, you'll see loads of fucking tutorials and content appear from me. That's the sound of content appearing. Aren't they meant to be working on 3.1? Yeah, they've been working on 3.1, 3.2, and beyond in the background. There's a lot of stuff. Also, they are fixing loads of other bugs that aren't just 3.0 orientated or 3.0 orientated that they haven't talked about, that are less critical blockers or longer term blockers. I suspect that we will be getting patches significantly quicker after 3.0 comes out, just because the building blocks are there, the delta patch is there, and they have been doing a lot of work on other stuff, just constantly. Any idea if CIG will be dipping its toes into the toxic world of predatory gambling style loot boxes in the Arc Age or Call of Duty? No, and I sort of semi-asked those questions when I had my interview with Erin. Potentially they would explore ways of making money in the future, but I don't think they'll ever do loot boxes. I'd be okay with them doing loot boxes for Star Marine and Arena Commander, but nothing for Star Citizen. Like, there's a big separation there, and that would work. I haven't won a battle yet in my Aurora MR. Will there be a job for me somewhere? Yeah, probably. Just play more in the Aurora. You'll be able to grind up as well. You'd be able to do a little bit of cargo carrying. Game release, you'll be able to do a little bit of shooty. You do those to the early missions, you'll be fine. You could grind up and get an Avenger Titan. You'll be all good. How does instancing work? Would I be able to meet someone in a specific location? In 3.0, they'd have to be on the same server as you. In the future, everyone will be on the same server. That's the plan anyway with server meshing. Yes, it will be, if you're on the same server as someone, you'll be able to meet up in a location. It's not like No Man's Sky. A beer or wine for when you get your hands on 3.0. Oh, wine. But only one bottle. Because on 2 bottles I go fucking mental. Sorry to disparage anyone with mental illness like me. I probably shouldn't have used that term. But I go erratic as fuck. Is it possible the Game Changer ship is just called Game Changer? I mean, if you can name them, someone's going to get the name Game Changer straight away. Pole dancer in the vest, good job. Citizen Shenanigans, good job. What do you think of a turret operator who selects targets for auto turrets instead of sitting inside them like in World War II? You could still operate them in case of energy loss. Okay, yeah, no, I can see that. I can see turret operators in turrets, but also doing other jobs. And those turrets are semi-automated anyway. I can see that. How do buyback tokens work? I will show you actually. So you go to my RSI arc, go to my RSI, and then you go to Hangar, and then you can click on Buyback Pledges, and then you can click on a pledge to buy back. Now, you can buy back any pledge you want at any time with real hard cash, or once every 3 months, you can buy back a pledge that you previously melted just using store credit. The next time this refreshes, this 1 credit that you have to buy back pledges just for store credit is on the 6th of October. So you could do it now because it's the 4th, and then get another one on the 6th. It's as simple as click on buy back, boom, and then putting in the box how much store credit you're using. Yeah? You can only have 1 buyback token at any one time, and they refresh every 3 months. That's basically what it is. How far will COG go with letting us interact and modify the environment on long-term planets, ships, and space stations? Well, they said they want base building. I'm assuming that also means that we'll start to see station, possibly satellite building, that sort of stuff as well. I'm not sure to do with like terrain deformation. I don't think we will have terrain deformation other than the actual building of bases. I also don't think that. Well, I think that mining nodes will probably spawn in places as well, and then despawn and stuff. So don't suspect that everything will be entirely persistent. Thank you very much. Fucking Gib 3.0. Alpha Saber, thank you very much. I fucking love your face. Thank you for all the sponsorships, the hosts, the stupid amount of donation money. Thank you. That's everything in the world. Fucking legends. Thank you so much. Do you think they fixed the friend list for 3.0? Okay, so I think that would have been a major blocker to 3.0 if the friends list wasn't fixed. It's my expectation that we're able to easily get in game with our friends. If it's not, that'll be the first thing on my fucking Evocati bug list. What is your opinion on planet-based facilities? Do you think they will eventually have player towns to be able to set up with specific structures to focus on science, etc.? Yes, I believe that's the intention. They will have mining facilities, you'll have science facilities, you'll have your own landing pads, and that could all be player set up. They very much are pushing the player basis stuff. Do you think Intel will put a special ship item in the Star Citizen Optane drivers? Yes, there will definitely be some way of tying them together as a promotion. It was suggested, I think, actually by the Astropub, but whoever suggested it, I agree with it, that it might be the like Saber Raven or something like that. Game package with Saber Raven that comes with like an Optane drive, something like that. And it's like a similar color scheme to the drive or to Intel or something. Yeah, I think the Carrack will be back on sale either at CitizenCon or in the November livestream. So yeah, before the end of the year, a couple of times probably. If a ship changes price, if I melt it, will I get the new price or the amount I pay for it? You get the amount you paid for it when you melt a ship. So promo ships, that you've got for like $0 will be worth $0 if you tried them out. Or if you've upgraded them, they'll just be worth the amount of the upgrade. How long's the last Evocali phase? I think it was 4 weeks, wasn't it? 3 weeks? When did the schedule gets updated every Friday? Deformation. I'm not defaming the terrain. I'm deforming the terrain. Sorry. I don't know. So I asked Aaron what's the intention of the length of time it will take to grind up between ships from roll to roll. So from the Aurora to the Avenger Titan to the Constellation. And he was very much sort of, we are going to balance that in the future with the help of the community. So that's not been fleshed out yet. It's kind of up to us, I suppose.
I can choose a sound for being hosted.
Thank you very much, Pilot. You leave that terrain alone. Will the Retaliator mods be in 3.0? The new modules? No, I don't think they are. I do think we'll start to see lots of modules coming online with patches, but not in 3.0, I don't believe. Do you think that with all toilets and sanitary facilities, there will be the ability to interact with game objects? Yes. I believe that it's talked about on the recent ATV that they had toilet flushing animations and things. You probably won't be able to see your dingus, or your dungus, or your clunge, or whatever it's called. whatever your kids call it nowadays. Yeah, there'll be some level of animation interaction with those objects. Any org you would recommend for general gameplay, not piracy? I did a series on stuff with orgs relating to things. For non-piracy stuff, there are quite a few. There is Test, there is the Organisation, there is Explore. Just look on the big org, the big org list and look at the most popular ones, and then go and talk to them. And you can be part of multiple orgs. You need to find an org that really suits you, though, genuinely. Was the favourite ship on the Stellar Enterprise as well? Stellar Enterprise donated a Constellation Aquila for this month's giveaway, so I can recommend them. They're nice chaps as well. I apologise that I've got a reasonable potting. Oh, I see, because I was talking about toilets.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Top sock 66. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. How much was the calc? It was $350 last time, I believe. Will VoIP be in 3.0? I do not believe it will. No, and they're still working on a VoIP and FoIP for a later release date. Assuming the game changer is a ship, it is a ship. I can confirm that. Do you think it will be one that everyone will want, but few can afford? No. I think it is an important job that players need to do, or there needs to be mechanics for, but not everyone will be interested in. It's a big civilian job. Suggests non-combat. Can you explain Hangars? They come with game packages, some standalone ships, and have upgrades in the store, but I only show 2 in my account. Have all 4 in game. You have all 4 in game probably because of a bug. So hangar-wise, Hangars will allow you to place that hangar somewhere in the verse as part of game packages. If you have multiple ships and multiple hangars, they've said that you'll probably be able to place multiple hangars around the verse at release. In the short term, doesn't really match, and I wouldn't buy something specifically because of a hangar in the short term either. Are you going to have a second account for some piracy action? Yeah, I'm going to have to, because I want to explore all parts of the game. It probably won't get used much, and it'll probably only be at the beginning. But I do need to explore and understand all parts of the game. So yeah, I will do some piracy on another account. Yeah. Any news on how they want to solve the issues with turrets? Either they have to hit much harder, or they make no sense. 1 versus 5. So yeah, they are improving the turret experience. The improved turret experience, such as it is going to be in 3.0. I suspect they'll continue to iterate on that. It needs to be, having a player in a turret needs to be the best option for that turret. But I'm not sure how good it's going to be in 3.0, but it should definitely be better than we have in 2.6.3. We are going to have modules for ships, but do you think we'll be able to modify the modules with their own modules? We're going to be able to... We'll probably be able to put things in things. We'll definitely be able to put things in things. We'll probably be able to change bits and bobs and things in modules, like workbenches and different turret modules and like defense modules and stuff. Yeah, there'll be modules in modules. Game changer is a Portaloo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a little restaurant on Portaloo. That'd be amazing. Ben suggested that it was not a terraforming ship on Ben's day. The remaining blocker from last week we think was to do with the persistent data cache and server instability, which basically the server would crash more regularly the more players were on it, and it was inappropriate for the Eva card to test that because there could be crashes like every 5 minutes. When's the anniversary going to be? I think the anniversary is mid-November? I'm not sure this year. The 27th of October is CitizenCon. We should see a sale then. Yeah, there probably will be. We can hire an NPC to get in your turret in the future, not in 3.0. And there'll also be AI modules, which will be probably worse. Well, they have to be worse, or trade-offs with them. But they're not going to be super good, those AI modules, but you'll be able to put them in there. Yeah, so, Curveball, I have to understand how the game works at all levels. I have to. I don't like piracy in most games. I just don't. But well, I can do NPC piracy. I can go steal like UE ships and stuff. Try and steal a F8 Lightning, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be all PvP or anything. But I need to understand the game at all levels. It's important. It's effectively my job to create content on Star Citizen or cover the news and to understand Star Citizen from my third-party perspective. So that's what I've geared my channel to anyway. Will you get sit-faced with all of the 11th at SitCon? Is that your org? Okay. Yeah, I'm planning to go to SitCon. I can't promise I can go, though, because I'm a carer and I do have responsibilities here. And they could literally and have changed like on the last second and do regularly. That stuff like that makes my life a little bit of a hell when it goes to planning stuff. Which is why I like doing YouTube and streaming stuff, because I can kind of just fit it in wherever. So I'll try and come to SitCon. I'm planning to. I have to wait and see. I'll do what I can about streaming first impressions. I think that's unlikely to let us do that, but I'll push for whatever we can get. Are you sure the game changer isn't Hyper Vanguard Force? We did see that in the picture, didn't we? I'm going to steal your most expensive ship. Thanks. Appreciate it, Scoops. Is the interest confirmed for 3.0? No, it is confirmed that it is not going to be in 3.0. How do you think exploration will be a viable profession to make money to afford other ships? Yeah, so you're about to sell data you're flying from exploring. It'll probably come likely with the science job as well. You're probably about to bring samples back. So there'll be information that you'll be able to sell, data crunching, mapping, exploring things as missions. I think that's probably one of the main things that the character will be able to do. You'll be able to take, like, go to the edges of this system and find this and find more information about this as a mission. So you can obviously do the freeform exploring as well, but I suppose there will be data collecting and stuff. And we don't 100% know how all these mechanics are fleshed out. In fact, even ones that are semi-fleshed out might get changed and edited. We'll start to see more design documents as well, from probably starting from the end of this year, thinking about it. So as soon as 3.0 is out, there's going to be a lot of stuff that they show us. Will personal ships be available to org members or owners or offline? I believe that is the ability, the intention, but not in 3.0. I'm not making a case for Permadeath, I'm just saying, okay. Yeah, the network code's not ready, the object container streaming system's not ready, but then we'll have addresses once they're all done. Do you think the game changer is literally just a ship? Will those arena commander pods? No. I just wanted to say I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for all the love and support. Like today, that's unexpected. I went, oh. There's some videos I've got to do. I want to do. Some videos I've got in a list that I list all the videos that I want to do, and then some are more pressing than others. At the moment, I'm waiting for the FAQ for the X1 to see if there's anything else that we didn't get into the ship buyer's guide. I'm waiting for 3.0 to come out. I'm waiting for next EVTV, some more news and information, happy hour, lots of stuff like that. But I've got a video to do on the faceware and FOIP stuff. Relay had a interview with them, so I got some stuff from there and their interview, and I basically put like a video together on all we know about faceware and FOIP, and I want to do a video on the grey market and black market and explain how they work, if you are going to use them, how to stay as safe as you can, why they're good, why they're bad, all that sort of stuff, and just like a big look at the grey market. But today I just went, I just can't focus on reading. I'm not very good at reading today. Just a bit blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I'll stream. Fuck it, I'll stream. And today's been an amazing stream. Like, I'm just talking about fucking something I love. And someone donated $500 or something, or $400. Someone donated another $100, and someone gave me a bloody shit. There's been sponsors and subs. Thank you. Like, genuinely appreciate it. Obviously, that will get plows back into the channel for hardware. I mean, I'm good. Last week I had so the new 8700K Intel i7 8th generation processors come out tomorrow. So I'm going to be looking at them, looking at the third-party reviews of them, and then deciding whether I'm going to get one of them or a Threadripper. Then we're going to be buying another 32 gigs of RAM and a new motherboard, and we've most certainly got enough to buy an Optane drive when they go get released on the 27th of October with the Star Citizen promotion, which is fucking cool. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to have a brutal rig, and that will be able to do 1440p 60 hertz videos for YouTube, but also much better looking streams now as well. This is 720p 60, but I want 1080p 60, and I want it from a single rig, because doing it on a separate streaming computer is, I don't have as much, I can't do as much with that. I will wear a Hannibal mustache and an eye patch, no worries, when I stream as a pirate. Oh no, it's Disco's face! No. Okay, that's better. So it was just to discuss the end of. I'm basically not going to be playing 2.6.3 anymore. No, so the 2.6.3 missions aren't wiped. They're effectively getting smashed down, and their component parts are getting used in 3.0, as far as I understand it. Evocati patch should be out for the Evocati for those 1,000 testers, which is including me, either today or this week at some point, almost certainly. We don't 100% know, admittedly, but I'd put money on it being this week. Let us chuck up. Some more 3.0 gameplay. It's they've never released a patch as large as 3.0, so won't know, and we can't look at previous times that it's taken for an Evocati phase to work out when it's going to be released. It's realistically going to be 2 to 8 weeks before a public release, and that's not even certain, sort of thing. So, I'm sorry, I don't have more accurate information. Apologies. I have a Hornet F7C in game when I choose my ship, but not in my hangar, and I don't have a loaner ship. Should be in your hangar. Can you spawn it in the pad in the PU? And spawn it in the pad. Could just be a bug. No, it's not a bendy straw, it's a whole ship. And it's not a ship bendy straw. So in 3.0, which is coming really soon, we're about to customize all our ship systems. So in 3.0, I believe that's shield, weapons, power. I'm not sure what engine customization we'll be able to have in 3.0. We'll definitely be able to buy a load of new systems as well. There's lots of different types of weapon, ammo, sort of missiles and stuff. So pylon things, and I'm not sure what else, to be honest. There should be a good amount of change. Lost Icon, really much appreciated. You've given me so much, though, like, very much appreciated. All the links are below, but do not feel the need to give anything else. Like cautious, nervous, sort of like, people have been donating a lot today, and no, sorry, let's go out of this place. Fuck off, Disco. I didn't mean that. I love you. I didn't mean it past Disco. But thank you very much. There's that weird thing that I'm trying out as well that someone recommended. The thingamajig thing. What's it called? Fucking called. Thing. Can't words! Gawkbox, which is apparently 3 ways of people being able to donate and tip streamers. I'm trying that out at the moment. I have no idea if that's a great thing or a shit thing or whatever. But yeah, Lost Icon, you've done so much for me. Like, I appreciate it. So many people have. Like, it's awesome. With the channel's doing pretty good. The channel's doing pretty good. It's expanded over the last like 10 months when we've effectively had a gameplay drought. The channel's expanded hugely. And just think that, like, with 3.0's release, with Squadron 42 coming hopefully in the near future, it's just the channel's gonna get fucking massive. And yeah, I've got you to thank for that. So thank you everyone. For flying in formation, are they going to make it much easier? So I'm able to fly in formation with other people relatively easy. It's not that hard to do. They probably may allow for some slightly easier options, maybe, but it's not actually that hard. So I think that we're going to get 40 to 50 systems on full release, and then more and more systems added to that beyond. I think we'll get 5 to 10 for beta. Is there going to be a ship sale on the 27th of the CitizenCon? Almost certainly. There should be a ship sale in general for limited ships, but also almost certainly a concept ship, which I think is the game changer ship. And it's been teased. Oh. I love you too, Broody. Right. Any more questions in brackets? I can show off some of this stuff, actually. I wanted to talk about some stuff. But yeah, I played 2.6.3 to death and Evocati this week, hopefully. It's going to be fucking awesome. So we've got, for those of you that can't make CitizenCon on the 27th of October, there is FirstCon, which is in Austin, which is going to basically be a 2-day event on the 26th and 27th of, the 27th and 28th of October, which is going to have loads of cool stuff happening, but also be streaming the event live from CitizenCon as well. So it's like a rewatch, but also big Bar Citizen meetup. There's also going to be loads of Bar Citizens around, which I'll look here. You should check these as well to see if there's Bar Citizens near your area. Wait, not going to that one. Really close to me. Which you can join in with. The big thing for me is the Star Citizen community. I fucking love it. If you think there are some more CitizenCon tickets going on sale today, they might just be for concierge, but that's from there. And you can find out more about CitizenCon and all of their things are showing here. I am single, Sparks One. Thank you for asking. Yeah, that's a sort of thing like. That's flattering. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Will there be a few solar systems to explore in 3.0 or just more planets? In 3.0, very limited exploration. I say that. It's not even planets. It's moons. So we've got 3 moons and a planetoid, which is the Levski Hero Landing Zone. Lots of points of interest and stuff as well. It's about a quarter of the Stanton system that we're going to be able to have access to. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. Those planets, well, those moons are vast, like they are, and there's lots to explore there. It's the building blocks of the game. It's not the most tangible gameplay in the world, but it should be a good few dozen or few hundred hours based on your preference of Star Citizen. There's lots of stuff to do with missions and stuff as well. Just bear that in mind. It's not solar systems and stuff to explore. It's not beta. It's not a beta game yet. Thanks, Lost. My org is called Nomad Black. I will start to promote it a little bit after 3.0 is released, so I can actually support it a bit better. Yeah, because at the moment I'd just be talking about an org and they'd be dead, and it wouldn't. If you get an org, make sure it suits what you need, but also that it's also not dead. At the moment, I'm not doing anything with my org. It'll be later. I am a hell to go out with. Like, I am erratic. I'm bipolar. I get anxiety. I'm great when I'm out, and I think my previous partners have had awesome times with me when we've gone out clubbing, and when I'm on the high level of mania of bipolar stuff, a bit like depressed, I'm like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. But when I'm down and depressed, that's bad. I think I'm a little bit unreasonable when it comes to being stressed about stuff or things like that. So I think I'm hard to live with and to go out with. Do you think ships will be more playstyle based? Since a good Mustang pilot can kill a Super Hornet easily. Yeah, I do think they'll be heavily skill and playstyle based. Yeah, definitely. Since planets are so big and they rotate, yeah, they'll be rotating and orbiting in 3.0. Jumping into a system could mean you're on the wrong side of a planet, and just getting to your landing zone could be a chore. They're going to be small jumps. They're also going to be you'll be able to jump to a landing zone effectively from, I come out here and I want to go to this side of the planet. You'll be able to, that sort of stuff will be worked out. It's not going to be stupidly hard chores. They want small little jumps to be able to move you between proximate objects, but also to be able to go straight to certain objects. Obviously, if there's part of the planet in the way, you'll have to do like two jumps, but it won't be that hard. Keep up the great work. Any news on 3.0? We're talking about 3.0 at the moment, Gaming Log On. So we're expecting either Cardi to drop today or by the end of the week. I'd bet on that, and it's not confirmed that it'll be this week or anything, but it's very likely. There was only one bug last week, and it was just the persistent data cache bug, we think, that was causing server crashes. So hope. Oh my fucking god, that glass exploded with stuff. So I'm very much excited for that. I'm not playing any more 2.6.3 because Jesus Christ, we've smashed that. We've done so much with it. No, I love cider. I'm a cider guy, and I'm happy with wine or beer. But if I was drinking, not for a whole night and not out, I definitely have wine over beer. If I'm out clubbing or out at a pub, I'll probably do wine and beer. Yes, you have social anxiety and work in customer service management. Yes, social anxiety and different types of anxiety affect people in totally different ways. I do think that it's great that the Star Citizen community, I've been able to just open up entirely. Just like, yeah, I get depressed, bipolar, I've got social anxiety, this happened to me, this happened. That's fucking great. It's just, having that kind of community is awesome. And it's not just that it's my community, it's the Star Citizen community in general. So thank you. Get girlfriend into Star Citizen instead. I probably would need a partner that was a gamer, because I find that trait attractive, I think. I don't know. Very few of my previous girlfriends. I don't think any of my previous girlfriends have been PC gamers.
Tricksy little hobbits.
I know what we can use the Urza Rover.
What a yarn, no. Hi.
Oh, love you, Detox. Alright, mate. Fucking love Detox. Another great content creator. There's fucking loads of them. They had all the streamers in earlier. I know that we can use the Urza Rover in 3.0, but can we use the Grey Cat as well? I believe so. Yes. Yeah. They talked about racing them. Curveball and I live vicariously through board game. Yes, it's like being John Malkovich, and they're literally part of me. All good, BoredGamer. We will sample a lot of ciders they have in Frankfurt. Oh my fucking god! I don't always. To me, Germany doesn't seem like a cidery place, but I suppose it is, isn't it? It's just. We'll do beer and cider. We'll do everything. I do really hope I can come to CitizenCon. I've been that kind of size event. This year is going to be fucking massive, and it's going to be great. And it is close, so I will definitely try. You mentioned an update to your budget Star Citizen build. Any further word or not? No. I'm going to be looking at various graphics cards, including the NVIDIA 1030s. There's going to be a lot of stuff I'll be looking at. So, no further word on that at the moment. But with 3.0 coming out, we'll look at high-spec builds, mid-spec builds, low-spec builds, upgrading, and diminishing returns and lots of stuff for hardware and recommendations, loads of stuff. Massive dulls confirmed. Yeah, I think because we've been on a drought and they haven't done the ATVs like they used to, that it is becoming harder and harder to do Star Citizen content for the majority of creators, whether they're streamers or YouTubers. Now, I cover the news, so towards the end of the week, I can do 3 or 4 videos quite easily on the featurette they've got on the ATV, the latest schedule reports, the burn down, and I can discern what the studios have been doing. I think at the end of this week, we've got the monthly report as well, fortunately, which is great. I don't think we'll have a monthly report next month because of CitizenCon and because of 3.0's push. But it's hard for a lot of content creators. Now, I cover just the news. Well, majority of... I can cover just the news. It's probably a better thing to say. So it's not as bad for me. But 2.6.3 has had its day, had more than its day. It's had 10 months its day. And 3.0, I'm just going to be focused on that. Even if the Avocado build is the most buggiest piece of crashy shit ever, I will dedicate my time to fixing and finding those bugs. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have any girlfriend at the moment, or boyfriend, or partner, or anything. It's lonely being a YouTube content creator. I wouldn't want a partner. I wouldn't want a girlfriend at the moment. I want to concentrate on my channel work. Once Star Citizen's once I've got over 100,000 subs and probably got a couple more people that I work with that will be able to do videos on my channel with me, and I can get a load of videos stacked up, which will be a mixture of gameplay and guides and stuff, then I'll start to, go, right, I need a proper social life again. I'm so fucking thirsty for it, Detox. I'm so thirsty for 3.0. It'd probably be around 30 to 35 gigs 3.0's download. But then the Delta patch is coming at the same time. Right. Is there anything else that people want to ask? Please chuck your questions in. Obviously, we have the X1 sale at the moment, which was just a bike. And I'm only really interested in the Dragonfly because it's the only bike that can hold cargo or another passenger. Yes, I hope that 3.0 is by Friday. It's potentially could be today, quite genuinely. Yeah, why not? I love you, Curly. You have to ask the question, then I do. Obviously, I haven't shown my love enough. Mate, I suffer from bipolar and anxiety, and I twitch and quiver sometimes. I just do that. But thanks, Hard Target. I do see a doctor, and I take various medication. Thank you. My first ship was the LN, and then bumped to the Avenger Titan. Yeah, so I think that the Avenger Titan is there's a helicopter going over my house, just by the way, if you can hear that on the mic. I apologise. The Avenger Titan is the recommended upgrade that I will say to people if they want to spend a little bit more on Star Citizen. But I do recommend trying to get everything in game. Obviously, if you're in love with stuff and you have the disposable income, then fucking go crazy. I'm not your dad. It's just I'm thrifty. Do you imagine any additional exploration ships in the pipeline? Although maybe there might be exploration modules and mapping modules as well. I picked up a X1, but only for the lifetime insurance on it. Yeah, there will be upgrade options. There will be lifetime insurance tokens. Yeah. But a lot of people have done, I think, and I'm waiting for the sales. And the X1 for me was the best way to get lifetime insurance. Yeah, totally agree. I also have anxiety disorder because you're open about it. I find it easy to talk about shit like that. My feelings can get hurt by odd things, but not by people telling me to go kill myself or anything online, which is why I'm okay with Overwatch. But there's a joke when I play games with my mates where they say, get a glass of water, pour it on your PC and kill yourself. Because when we were playing against a team in Overwatch, they said that to us, they said that to me more specifically, a few times after we were wrecking them with bullshit tactics. Yeah. While you're under NDA during Evo, can you record content and release it after the Evo card is finished? Yeah, probably. The NDA basically, suppose, would restrict you to not record during, but at the same time, people would record to show off bugs. So you shouldn't really, but I don't think they'd enforce that shit. There's stuff that you probably wouldn't want to push with NDAs, but then that they wouldn't enforce. But yeah, you shouldn't. Do all your current followers get auto access of your organization board? I will. So my organization, Nomad Black, is going to be done for in-game content. It's going to be light roleplay, and it's going to be for filming and stuff. I will allow some people to join it. We'll have to vet some people because it's going to be. It might not be appropriate for everyone. We'll have the redacted org and stuff as well, which will be more social, and I'll do a social org as well. So I'll do an org that is favourable for everyone, because why not? Yes, you are, Tyrant Plenty. If 2.0 drops down, drop a state. Like, they have to make these bets for me, and thank you for all your support today. I kind of don't want 3.0 to drop to the Ibakati now, because people have offered money and Auroras and stuff. CIG, drop it now! The only way to get back the X1s? No. The X1 Scarlet pre-sale edition was literally for pre-sale. They do those for a day, so you get an exclusive skin. You'll be able to buy them off other players in the game. You'll probably be able to buy the skin later in game, maybe. Do you feel that player-fueled economy is going to be a potential big market for 3.0? I suppose it will be quite heavily filled. We're going to have economy light in 3.0. I'm not expecting too much from it. I'm not sure how they're going to be affected because the servers will be going up and down all the time. I do suspect there'll be some hooks to making UEC in the game. But beyond being able to buy equipment, weapons and systems for your ships, new armor sets and cool things like that for your character, I'm not sure how big the economy is going to be. So I hope it is, but I don't know. So some games attract more toxic elements into their chats. You get that with like League of Legends. You get that to some extent, well, quite a lot of extent now with Overwatch, because they didn't balance the game right. And it's to do with how young players are, how they mix what they think is appropriate and that sort of stuff. And you get it with any community of any size. Small communities will have like a small percentage that are dickheads. Huge communities will have that same small percentage that are dickheads. And you get that. You even get that with Star Citizen and stuff. Star Citizen, however, is the best community I've ever been a part of. The most friendly community, the most welcoming community, and it is basically what got me into doing YouTube content. The amount I do anyway, and doing it as a proper job. What is a good fist ship? I'm not into that sort of shit. You don't want to do ship fisting. A first ship. Adventure Titan. Mustang Alpha, if you want to go cheap and get everything in game. If you want to spend a little tiny bit more, Adventure Titan. Does all to do everything a little bit better than any of the starships can do. How does Evocadi post videos to show their bugs without breaking an NDA? That's a good question, because it will be kind of implied that you're allowed to do that. There'll be a message saying shit like, it's okay to do this for this. Or do you think FOIP will be more than a technical gimmick and actually be used by a significant part of the players? I don't know. It's odd, the idea of having to buy a camera for someone else's pleasure and amusement, because you're not buying it for yourself, effectively. Well, I suppose I would be buying it for myself so that I could do in-game stuff and do like in-game news reports or whatever if I wanted to. So I want to see how if it is, because most people have webcams now. If it works pretty well with most webcams, then yeah, I think a load of players will use it. I don't think a load of players will buy a camera specifically for it. So, I can't say any more details on the game changer other than it's a large civilian job. It's going to go on concept sale at some point. I'm assuming it's CitizenCon. It's a big ship. It's a ship. It's not a terraformer. Yeah. mechanically game adding or providing a different role from anything else that we currently have in game catered for. At this point, do you think 3.0 will be releasing during CitizenCon after it's all close and give them some extra time for polish? I think it's potential that we can have a PTU wider build at CitizenCon. I mean, I thought it was going to be going to have 3.0 by December of last year, so I'm not the best on times either. Do you think having an exploration ship as well as a ground vehicle with scanning capabilities is redundant, or would it make sense? Yeah, so scanning on the ground is going to be different, and having a ground vehicle with scanning capabilities will allow you to detect better stuff on the ground in a lot of the situations. Like, planets are quite vast, and a lot of those scans are going to want to be very focused, nearby, and done horizontally. So yes, ground vehicles will have a role at scanning. It's honestly, Matt, Overwatch's toxicity is partly to do with game balance. It's partly to do with it. I mean, it's definitely not the main cause of it, but it's partly to do with it. That game is dying because they haven't balanced the game at the top end. They've balanced it for the lowest common denominator rather than for balancing it for top end play. That's my feeling for it. That's very much my opinion. Thanks, Curveball. I appreciate the kiss. What's the helicopter noise in the background? It was a helicopter. I live by a hospital. Helicopter went overhead. Oh my fucking god. No, those retaliators are probably not available in 3.0. We will start to get lots of the modules and stuff in the future, but not for 3.0. Yes, I think the character will go on sale at sitcom. I feel like I've answered all these questions before. Will the EMP Avenger work in 3.0? I believe so, yes. I wonder if it's any different, actually, because of Item System 2.0. Each individual component will be affected by the EMP blast. Yes, I use a keyboard and mouse currently. I will do a video of my setup once I've got my new rig, and that will come out just before 3.0, probably, or around 3.0. Compared to other concept ships, the estimated price of the game changer, I don't actually know. I have no idea. Roughly between $300 and $1,000. Yeah. Will 3.0 have VoIP? I don't believe so. No, it doesn't. Would have said. Do you think you can do a broadcast to multiple mobile glasses using VoIP? Yes. And I think that the render to texture and secondary viewport stuff will be good for that. Like, I think that will actually be a job to make money through broadcasting. No, I think that the game balance in Overwatch has led to a more toxic player base because of the players it attracts. And it kind of promotes players not changing their roles and stuff. That's why you get Genji, Hanzo, and Widow in every fucking game. It's because they're balanced for the lowest common denominator. They've seen Seagull play Genji once. I've got quite strong views on this, Match 7, which I will happily talk with you and explain in more detail at some point, but I don't want to get it too deep. It kind of rages me out, some of the stuff, but I like talking about it, but it does. Siggeblut in TC is called Lieutenant Siggeblut in Bridge Crew. Yeah, you get elements of toxicity in any community, and it's just, you don't so much get the toxic players in competitive play, not so much anyway. This is my job. I am a YouTuber and streamer. That's my main job. I'm also the carer for my brother, which is why this is a really good job, because it fits in really well with that. I have an Aegis Redeemer in my hangar. Would it be a good idea to hold on to it and hope for a rework? It will get a rework at some point. It is low priority, though. You're not going to get that rework anytime soon. They will rework it at some point. I would want to keep my autonomy as a YouTube creator. I want to be able to say whatever the fuck I want about Star Citizen. I want to be able to report on the news. And I aren't necessarily going to say everything in the world to make CIG happy if I don't like something they do. And I need to be able to do that. Also, I think that I can have quite a successful, well-paid YouTube channel within the next couple of years, I think that they wouldn't be able to pay me enough. Sort of thing. But that's why I don't work for CIG. Why I work for myself. And that's why I enjoy covering Star Citizen news and community. I'm very much a Star Citizen fan, though. Buy the new X1. If you want LTI on your ship, yeah, you can buy the new X1 and then you can upgrade it later when the ship that you want becomes available, and then you basically have lifetime insurance. Yes. No. So I see what you and Matt Sherman are saying there. Like, yes, balance is an excuse for toxicity, but it doesn't help. So toxicity for me isn't just the way that players react. It also, a lot of players get stressed and stuff, and yeah, you're right. Toxic players are toxic rather than it's down to the player, not the balance. You're all right. No, I think I poorly worded that, Matt. I'm just saying, I'd happily shut those views down, using game balance as a cop-out for an excuse and try to justify horrible behavior. No, you're totally right. That those players are toxic and horrible. For me, that game balance definitely doesn't help. But you're totally right. It is down to the player, and if they're being a dick, they're being a dick. It's not to do with the game balance. I think the game balance just rages me out and feels like it attracts younger players. Or don't know, not younger players, because you still have nice younger chaps, but it's, you know what I mean. Well, you don't know what I mean. But yeah, it was poorly worded on my part. Apologies. Do you think Constellation Taurus seems best style of ship, multi-crew and large cargo? I like the Constellation Taurus. The Cutlass Black's also a good choice. So is the Freelancer. In 3.1, you'll be able to rent them, or be able to buy them with Alpha UEC, so try them out then, before making a 100% decision. That would be my suggestion. You'll be able to steal them in 3.0, so. Will lifetime insurance be on ships, be affordable in game? Insurance will be affordable in ships in game. The larger ships, like the capital ships, might be a lot more expensive. You are going to be able to insure weapons and equipment as well. That's the intention, anyway. Lifetime insurance only covers the hull of the ship. So you're still going to have to insure your weapons and your systems, otherwise you'll lose them when your ship dies. And yeah, it will be affordable insurance. So lifetime insurance is a cool perk, but it's not not game breaking. I'm planning to try the Wooting analog keyboard at some point, because I like mouse and throttle. I think that's the perfect kind of beast for me, so that I can do everything easily. I can stream, I can run around FPS, I can do a load of stuff, but also I have the power of the throttle in my keyboard. Hey BoredGamer, will I be able to upgrade the X1 to an Idris? I don't think you can upgrade ships to ships that are above $1,000. I don't think those upgrades appear in the store, so probably, almost certainly, no. If you did buy an Idris, though, I believe they have lifetime insurance, because all ships above $1,000 have lifetime insurance. I believe that's correct. Ask your friend that does FPS gaming to play. All he wants to do is run and gun. Now, so yeah, I'm glad that Star Citizen is going away from run and gun. How will they adapt ship to planetary gravity, considering the fact that a lot of ships don't really have vertical landing system? I don't 100% know. That's one of the things that we'll try in the Avocado build, I suppose, in 3.0. I think all the ships in 3.0 have VTOL. They need to change. For me, they need to have ships a bit more weight in gravity anyway. So we'll see what it's like. Am I the only one who's getting overwhelmed just thinking about keeping up with insurance? Oh yeah, if you've got a load of ships, especially the larger ones, it could be expensive. So Dave, Genshin, Widow, and Hanzo are all easy counters with Winston, which is why when they're on your team and they don't change, then it annoys me. Maybe I'm the toxic player. No! No, let's end this. I will talk about this at some other point, though. I will happily talk about toxicity in gaming, trolling, how gaming's evolved, and things that rage me out, and stuff like that. Like, it's a good conversation topic, but it might be quite polarising, because my views and opinions on that sort of stuff are very much my own. But I always go into conversation thinking that I can be swayed, and yeah. In your opinion, best use of $535 CCU for a well-rounded fleet. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'd say get a reclaimer. Yeah, at least get a reclaimer. I'd get a reclaimer and a fighter. So a reclaimer and a buccaneer, or a reclaimer and a saber, or a super hornet. That'd be my suggestion. Right. I'm going to go eat in a second because I'm hungry. So we are expecting the 3.0 Evocati build, the first iteration of that, today or this week or very soon. I'm done with 2.6.3. I think we all pretty much are. I'm hoping that, well, this is the last time I would have played 2.6.3. I played a little bit this morning. I got some footage. Hopefully 3.0 will be ready for me later today. But they're having go-no-go meetings on the Evocati build literally daily. And potentially a release candidate would come out today or this week. I'd put money on it. You're a toxic person if you talk about toxic people. That's right, Hop Top Zop. You're a fucking toxic person now. He's so toxic. How about they adapt a ship to planetary gravity, considering the fact that a lot of ships don't really have vertical landings? Yeah. So we definitely want to feel gravity on ships. We definitely want different ways of landing. Ships need to land and feel different in atmosphere. And on the planet side, we'll have to see what we've got in 3.0, and then we can talk about it and build it on from there. Never again. 2.6.3. Never again. But I am going to go for food in a second. If you've got any more questions, we'll chuck them in. I'm going to find someone to host. I only talked about a very small amount of what I wanted to talk about, so I might come back on later. I've eaten. Got bogged down with questions. I apologise for people wanting more than that. But I quite like talking about that. Thank you very much, Crucian. Thank you very much, the Astro Pub. Thank you very much for all the fucking people that donated. And I fucking love your faces. Jesus fucking Christ. It's a lot of money. You guys are idiots. Are beautiful, beautiful idiots. Thank you so much. I feel so privileged. The community's been amazing to me. Like, thank you. Like, really, genuinely, thank you. Let's use stream starters. No. I actually want to play some From Other Suns tonight as well. It's a multiplayer game with like a mixture of bridge crew and FTL and running around on plat surface shooty. It's really cool. It's like a VR super simple Star Citizen. Very much like Pulsar: The Lost Colony, I suppose. We will go and host. Captain Kim. We got Captain Kim. We're gonna fucking sort him out. Fucking love you guys. You're the fucking best. Thank you so much. Oh my god, look at fucking Untitled LP. I can't say his name. Fucking $500. Mad. The madman. But thank you so much, guys. Fucking love you. I will get some videos out tomorrow. And might be back later tonight. Oh shit. Let's make sure he's actually streaming. It's Captain Kim. He speaks Korean and the English is... And he is the nicest guy you'd ever meet. Like, honestly. Like, you'll see. Love you guys. Thanks so much.
여기 보면 크루세이더가 있다. 감사합니다.